All right.
Let's get
What are we
started.
gonna do?
We're going down to the grip.
So who's gonna help me restrain him?
I'll help you.
Why are we going to the crypt?
I'm not going in.
I'll help you restrain.
Don't answer the question with a question.
I'll help you restrain him, but I'm not going to go to the crypts.
That's
Explain.
why I'm saying let's restrain him. But why is this such a hard concept?
It's
I
a very,
told
it's
you
a very
I'm
difficult
open to
concept.
restrain.
He gets into the crypt.
If he
what
goes
he's
into the
saying
crypts,
is-
I'm not going
And
in.
while they're discussing that, he disappears.
Try to grab him.
Okay, I mean, you can, for the time being, restrain him, unless your intent is to tie him up and carry him with you.
Dude, we will go down. Let people at least put bandages on the
I'm
wounds.
not saying they have to go down. I'll just go down.
Wait.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have
You just got 2 people killed because you were impatient.
What?
I think more the Slayer got him killed. He kind of signaled them all.
I didn't see what happened.
Then how
I
do
was
you
like,
know
he got
that
him
he got
killed.
killed?
I really don't feel like anybody got anybody killed. It was bad choices.
Yeah. Sure. Nate said bad choices.
Nobody had to follow me or even look. I went on by myself knowing full well what the consequences may be.
Why do we need to go into the crypt?
We're not
Why
going
do
into
you
the
ask
crypt.
me? I'm not the one who wants to go down to the crypt.
We're not
Okay.
going into the crypt.
God damn.
Why do we need to go into the crypt?
Because from the Holy Temple of Sigmar, a holy voice told me that we need to go down to the crypts to retrieve the armaments.
And I can appreciate that sentiment.
Okay.
For the same person, the crazy witch has her voice in his head, or is telling him to rob a god. So,
Rob a god? Who said rob a god?
Look,
And we don't know
look,
anything
in
about
his
voices.
defense, guys, in his defense, this is sanctified holy ground. I can feel it. Sigmar
Why-
inside the building.
inside. And when he read the Holy Script on the altar, supposedly Sigmar spoke to him.
Here's my question.
Well,
Why would
script in the
Sigmar speak
apocalypse.
to someone who casts magic, which is chaotic?
It's not against
Sigmar
magic.
works in mysterious ways.
That's
So,
almost, that's
but-
that's
I gotta
a
read
But
it.
what he read was very similar to what we heard from
No, that's-
Creepy Dude, Ghost Dude in Chaotic Lands. Note.
Notes? Beard fat.
But
Beard
wait,
fat.
wait, who heard the
Right.
voice?
Beard fat. No, we all did. We were, well,
Well,
not him, not, well, him.
We heard the ghost,
Yeah.
but
He read it off of paper, and then he heard the voice. He read the paper underneath the book.
and I understand that, but have you conveyed to us that it's the same ghost or the same spirit from the
I didn't
just-
say his name.
Yeah, he just was a voice.
again? We don't know it's the same
Yeah.
voice.
No, but the wording that he read off the paper was what the other ghost said.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
I'm tracking.
Not whatever the
I'm tracking.
voice said to him, because I don't know what the voice said to him, because he didn't tell me what the voice said to him, as far as I know.
Can I get the paper back up?
I was over here having
The paper,
a conversation.
yeah.
Same
You can do
thing.
that.
Yeah, it said something about dwarves and
I
hellbombs
think,
and
I think it was
biscuits and
signed,
gravy or
maybe?
We
something.
heard that before.
Yeah, it
the
might
same
have
like Bucky's order.
Yeah.
There's
But,
a recipe.
I can get
I
that.
think I'm going to take elf.
Let's see.
I'm going to take elf instead of keeping my role.
I thought you said take off. I'm like, you just got here.
Yep. I'm
He's
taking off.
not-
He
I'm
is
leaving.
out of here.
He knows
Enough
what
with
his
these
speech is
arguments. I'm going to the crypt myself. In person.
IRL.
Pick something that has stats.
Makes sense.
I'm all for those going and exploring.
All you'd have to
I'm
do
all for coming
is
back
change
here.
your
Oh, you just shared it with
But
attributes.
We need
Not
to
me.
stop him.
Oh,
I rerolled my
He's
stats.
self-killed.
d-
Don't
okay. Well,
I
So,
don't have
so if
any.
he
I had-
continues to try to go in and won't walk with us, into
are
the
you
woods,
guys?
Oh,
do we stop him
I
physically?
didn't even know there was something there.
Okay, it was not signed.
Yes.
Okay.
But when are we going to visit the crypt?
Hello.
So we need to go and find these people in the woods. That's our into the castle, which is what we're here for.
Right, but 15 minutes going down in the crypts is to
Yeah.
retrieve his god
But,
weapon.
but we all know crypt-wise, crypts ain't no 15-minute
It's
travel
fine.
time.
Slap some bandages on
If we
people,
don't
get
have
people
to-
healed up, be
And
perfectly
If
fine.
we don't have to make Sigrid,
The chat of what I gave you is also still in chat.
Oh yeah, I
if we
saw
don't
it.
have to
Okay.
make
How about we split the difference?
We go into the woods.
7.5 minutes.
That's what you're saying?
That's not splitting the difference. That's,
It is half and half.
We could send some people to go talk to people in the woods while others go into the grip.
Sure. Him, Andy and
I'm
me.
trying to keep you alive, man.
What? I'm fine with me going into the crypt all by myself if that's necessary.
Go ahead.
You guys can all go to the woods. I'll go into the crypt.
Sigrid would rather have everyone.
I hate the fact that your kid knows how to roleplay properly.
Telling you, he's gonna be a lawyer.
So
He knows how to twist things.
He's gonna be really good at it.
when we meet with Sigrid, then we'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just tomorrow. It's afternoon now. By the time we go down in there, it's gonna be nighttime. We're gonna be trying to traipse through in the nighttime. Go there in the daytime. Be safe.
I chose.
No.
No.
It's late morning, but yeah,
But
no telling how long it's going to take in the forest.
right, get to Sigrid. We all heal up. Morning, we all come back. This could be our first stop before we do anything else.
Sigrid might even bless us with more people to help us.
And she has more information because she was the priest of this crypt, and
Well, she wasn't the priest of this crypt.
you could have lied. I had no idea. I was just making stuff up.
I was just telling. I just thought.
Well, this turns out
since
this
people are already
dude is pretty.
suspicious of me, since apparently I'm a mutant, I
He's
should probably.
standing there autistically like,
Yeah.
that's not true.
So yeah, tomorrow we go there, get blessed, heal up, come back.
Oh, man.
All the spelunking you want to do.
Yes. But what if the voice meant the mutants in the woods? That was what we need the weapons for. How would we know until we got said weapons and then we went to the camp?
What
He has a fair point. We might have to kill the
What-
mutants
what-
in the woods.
what did the voice
Whoa,
say?
whoa,
'Cause
whoa,
I got none of
we
this.
cannot be killing that.
I'm not saying we need to kill you, but we need to be prepared for every option.
I think you're overthinking this. This is not that serious.
I don't think this is a thing that can be oversimpled.
It-
It's a
it-
simple thing of we go in there, we could get ambushed and completely killed by mutants.
We could also
You
get
just talk
killed
to
by
people.
the undead in the crypt.
Well, at least then
Let's
we
go
will
down.
prepare for the next
Oh,
situation.
now you wanna go
compared to
down?
jumping into a potential
If,
trap.
well, I didn't know what was happening.
Going down.
I didn't know why we were going down.
I'm not a noble. Why would I
now
want a
that I
noble
know
there?
we're going down there. Sure, let's go down.
I think I heard weapons.
You bringing your
Yeah.
cohort?
Well,
You're going down
wait a
there?
minute, his guys, are they done doing the funeral pyre at this point?
They're occupied still. The
Let
extra
us-
guys.
Yes,
At
I
the
think
very
you by
minimum,
yourself.
It'd be
let us
just
finish
Ben.
building the pyres for our
Yeah.
lost friends.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do our last rites, and then we'll go down as a group.
Okay.
And then immediately after we're done down there, which could take 5 minutes, guys. It could take 5 minutes. We head off
I
in the
see
woods.
that this bounty hunter is the most level-headed here. I think me and this bounty hunter should go into the woods and meet Sigrid.
I
who
don't think
can
you want to go into the
come.
holy
Okay.
ground of Sigmar even.
Holy ground of Sigmar.
He's in there right now. It's not affecting him.
Obviously, he wants to leave. So, but I will wait.
Who said I was a Sigmar?
Wait until just tomorrow morning.
Say
We will
not.
come back and you can go in. We can get you whatever fancy
How
god
much
weapon that you want.
longer would it take for us to finish the pyre?
It's presumably it'll be done by noonish, early afternoon. I
Nothing.
mean, you have time if you want to go into the crypt now, if you without your other soldiers. If you want to wait, you can go after that, or you can head into the forest. You have no idea how long it's going to take, or if you're even going to be able to locate these villagers, other than from this mutant apparently that can lead you there. Okay.
If you go down.
And we know that inside the village,
and gold.
stuff's just getting worse.
I love that it's actually pissing you off when you keep calling it.
If I were a mutant, why wouldn't have I already just killed you?
And why wouldn't it have to previous?
Because you wanted to lead us to your place. Because there's only one of you. There could be hundreds in your camp.
If
You
I was
easily
a,
kill us.
if I was a mutant, I'd easily be able to kill you by myself.
How do you know that though?
I watched that sailor and his friend try and fight those cannibals.
They were obviously the most.
They obviously
capable
weren't
of
able
all.
to
I
take
gave you
them
some
on.
info.
And then
Huh?
you walked
I gave
up
you some
and-
info.
Then you walked up and ripped one of their heads off with
Okay.
a single swing.
Okay, so how long will those funeral pyres take?
Until around
Yeah.
noon, 1 o'clock,
And what time is it right now?
11.
So, this camp is about 4 hours away, right? We go out there real quick. We come back. By that time, the soldiers will be done with their funeral pyres or whatever, right? Burning the sailors and stuff.
I need to be here for that though.
Well, we can come back. They can wait, right? They're just building them right now. So we come back afterwards. Then we finish that. We go into the crypts, get whatever holy weapon, and at that point, you guys will be able to know with your big war horses, you can just ride away.
We don't have
We're having war.
Yeah,
Obviously. So you're.
I knew that.
The village is 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So 8 hours from now, which is 11 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock at night. It's already dark. You want us to come back through the woods in the dark.
We know the ways of the woods.
You know the ways of the woods. I have to be able to have a light to see. So
just light a light.
we'll go with
it's not
this.
that complicated.
Here's a much better scenario. You guys are all gung ho about going. If you don't want to go in, that's fine. It's 11 o'clock now. We'll go in. We'll go 1 hour down. That's as far as we go. But at 1 hour, we got to come back out because we'll come back out by 1. 4 hours puts us at 5 o'clock, and we're inside a safe village in the woods.
How do you suppose you're going to be able to keep track of time while in a crypt?
I could tell.
He's magic.
Your magic?
You hold the torch up to your sundial.
He's magic.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Wow.
the pirates will be done at 12.
I can cast
Wait,
spell
wait,
no
wait.
time.
By almost 1. So what happens then is we go
Abra,
down for 2 hours.
Kadabra.
Now 4 hours we're in the dark again.
Yeah,
Magic.
We'll get there on 6.
We won't.
So
if we
here-
wait till 1 and we go 2 more hours, that's 3.
So here's the
4 hours
secondary
is
concern.
7. That's getting
You guys are
dark, man.
relying on the magic caster who is driving to go down there, and he's your only source of time. What's to say he won't attempt
Someone
to
can go upstairs and figure out the time.
What
That's
attempts
okay.
you... What...
Okay, mutant, listen to me.
I'm
And
listening.
I'm not kidding when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
He's been our friend and compatriot and saved our lives many times over the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
I met you about 1 pain in the ass ago,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's quite vulgar.
Yeah,
if you don't calm the hell down, I'm gonna smash your head off with my hammer.
That's quite
And that is
violent.
not an idle threat. I am this close to just destroying you. You understand?
Well, I can
So-
count to 60.
Dial it down.
I
He's
can
the
count
most
to-
level-headed person
I can count
here.
to 60. I'll do it 60 times. That's 1 hour. I'll count it again, and then we'll come back. Simple as that.
Well, obviously, my company is not welcome here. I'll go back to Siegfried.
Is there a way we can signal you later?
Obviously,
I'm a
my
level-headed
company is...
person.
Sure. I won't head all the way back to my camp. I will just be around town,
Fire my gun in the air.
doing my thing. Yeah, go ahead. Fire your gun in the air, and I will come to your location. Best idea.
All right. You're just gonna hang around in town?
I will find things to keep myself
Like, how do you blend in town? Like, that's my question.
He's a mutant.
No, but he's
I
like
think
a
the
foot
chicken
taller
cubes.
than everybody. So I mean, like, does the town know you as like Tall Boy John or?
Well, if you were like me, you'd just be able to sneak everywhere. There's no need to have...
What's your name?
Just with every
What's
word
my
that comes out of
name?
His mouth makes me want to smash it.
I bet it does, doesn't it?
So
Sigmar wades the wrong way, apparently. He's wading the wizard to go into a
Oh,
crypt.
wow. If that.
Anyways, my company is not welcome here. I will be making my...
What's your name there, company?
well, obviously, if I give you my
I'm surprised
name,
that didn't
this-
take you off enough to.
either this wizard or this priest of Sigmar will curse me. So I will leave
Okay.
my...
I will curse no one.
I'll call you.
I will...
curse you with
I'll call you.
unlife.
I'll call you Stretchy Number 1.
Stretchy number 1.
Okay. I'll call you Gipgore.
I'll go find somewhere else to go.
Okay. You hide on the outskirts of town?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So, the rest of you.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
Does anybody have any type of light?
I'm about to kill Andy's kid's character.
So I know you can make fire.
I have a lantern.
You have a lantern too?
All he has to do is light himself on fire. You got plenty of light.
Do you have enough oil?
I have 4 flasks.
No, you're pretty
Four flasks, the
4
1 hour?
flasks and then 2 torches also.
Oh, okay. Can I have one of the torches?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll be
Okay,
I'll be
thank
home like 10:30. I'll give you a holler.
Alrighty, let's go. Let's hope I save 1 bullet. You'll know it's me putting a bullet in my own head in the game. That's what.
you think it's the signal, but it's really you
Me just
killing
being
yourself in the
alive.
last round.
So we're not waiting?
Nope.
So who's going down into the crypt?
Are you going into?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Looks like all of us.
You're like, never mind. I don't want
Minus
to
the
go.
2 soldiers?
Yep.
Okay.
3 soldiers.
Okay, minus the 3 soldiers.
Oh, we're not waiting until the soldiers.
No, it's 2 more hours, and by the time we go down for 2 more hours, and if we,
I can appreciate it.
I want to get to where we're going by dawn.
All right, you and me up front.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so place yourself over by the crypt entrance.
Where's the crypt entrance?
Is that this
For
one?
those of you who don't know where the crypt entrance is, it's over to the east.
Such an angry priest. I
Outside
thought
the
priests were supposed to
cemetery.
be good people. This is why.
That's usually where
Son,
crypts are.
dude, you are.
This is why I can't.
He's already gone.
Yeah,
So-
he's already gone.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
You're the, that's what happens when you separate yourself. You gotta be quiet.
He wanders off
I mean,
mumbling.
honestly, did you like spend the last week going, how can I antagonize that?
Normally only takes a few
You do
minutes.
a really fucking good job.
I feel like it's not hard to do that though. It's a pretty easy task.
It's harder than you think.
No, I don't think it is.
I think he just antagonized.
I've always
more.
heard Sigmar keeps it on the left instead of the right.
I even had to laugh at that one. I'm just
Oh my god. It's not often you hear Sean make dick jokes.
That's why I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
Known your ass for over 30 years. I think I've heard the second dick joke I've ever heard. Really tell. Oh,
so only 5 of you going down?
We only have 5.
yeah, we've lost a lot of our numbers.
1, 2. Oh, I guess he's dead. Never mind. I was counting Matt.
We're pulling his body.
Okay,
Are there
so
any elves in the
Yeah,
area
hold that
that want to
body.
come
Hold
down
that
here
body.
with us?
who has light? You can see it's very dark
You
downstairs.
want to give me a more?
He's got a lantern.
I know. I mean, personally.
Let him light the
I
lantern.
have a lantern technically as well, but I have.
I
No,
can carry
right,
it and
right.
hold my own shield.
Okay.
He's so used to his hammer glowing.
I know.
You're the
That-
assassin.
You want to carry the
I
lantern?
can carry the lantern and have my shield in my own hand. Much rather have my shield up than my axe.
Okay, that's fine.
So you're not going to attack?
So is your
Defend.
shield in your main hand then, or in your offhand?
Offhand.
Oh,
Shield will still be in your offhand.
Gotcha.
And that is the main shield hand.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
okay, so you have a
We need
lantern.
two sources of light. You don't want to have just one in
Well,
case
that's fine.
it's super bright.
It is. So you're good with that light, or anybody else want some?
You have a light?
Oh, I can have a light, sure.
Do we have 2 lanterns?
I have a lantern. I don't know if that is a lantern.
I have a lantern.
Okay.
Do you have a lantern
Yeah.
in your stuff?
I thought he was having a light and Andy was having the torch.
Well, I have a torch. I just didn't light it. I just want
Okay.
a torch just in case.
Oh, okay.
Just in case all the lanterns are smashed.
Right. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, so George lights a lantern as well.
Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Oh my.
Okay, when you're ready, there is at the far left side of the stairs a little staircase symbol. Just click on that.
Does it feel holy?
No.
Okay.
Just click on
It feels unholy.
Did you leave all the lovely bodies in there for them to find?
I did not. I left the one alive ghoul down there.
Where's my character? I have to
Now, did you make these maps in that
Yep.
Sean
program?
actually gave me.
That's fantastic. I keep seeing you log into that, and I'm like, man, I've been wanting to try it.
Dungeon Catalyst? Alchemist.
Alchemist, yeah.
Excellent tool.
And it gives you a 3D render. Too,
It'll
doesn't
give you a full 3D render. You can do
Please get off me.
you can do
Animation.
3D flyby animations.
You're just constantly.
You can do first-person perspective and like walk through tunnels and open doors and things like that if you wanted to. You can do isometric views, all sorts of things like that. Yeah, Doom style. Now, I mean, obviously, for my purpose, what I do is I draw it all out. What's nice is it adds all the artwork using AI patterns, and then so you don't have to put all the decorations in the rooms. You just draw out all the rooms, and you're basically done.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They just added the ability to do caves, which is a big thing that it was missing. It was only right. I mean, all these maps are just like very straight corners. They added natural caves just recently, so
Give you a nice curvature.
yeah. So you get natural things, but it has all the walls, line of sight, all the light sources, and everything pre-populated.
I don't have a map.
Did you go down?
No.
Click on the
Yes,
stairs.
I did. My character's no longer here,
It's-
but I don't have a map.
Yeah, he's not on the screen anymore.
He's underneath. He would. You just moved yours.
There's not
Yeah.
enough room.
He's
That's fine. I'll move through.
He's underneath the
I'll
stairs.
go in the crypt.
It's also still registering. It's not giving you
Oh, I
a
see you.
physical map.
Okay.
You just don't have the map selected.
There's no map.
Exactly.
It doesn't say Temple of Sigmar.
No,
It
it
doesn't say Temple Capital.
Catacombs.
There you go. Let me force everybody to the same map then. Everybody else who's not on the map won't be able to see. So you see the stairs lead down maybe 20 feet or so, come down to a slightly damp, cool tunnel. On the stairs there is signs of a recent struggle, and two of those creatures lying dead on the stairs. Ahead of you, you see the walls are fairly ornately carved and decorated, but just up ahead and several places along the hallway, it looks like the walls have been broken in to a side chamber.
Do they look like it's broken from the hallway in this way?
Right.
Okay.
Hallway into whatever the chamber is. From your knowledge of Sigmar and religion, this appears to be burial chambers to respected people within the religion.
All right.
I mean, any commoner would have been outside, but anybody of notable rank or station would have been buried inside the temple itself.
Okay.
Is it still holy room?
Okay. No, that's what he was telling me. All right. I'm gonna, as we walk forward, going to keep an eye out for trip mines and things like that.
Okay. There's a little green box on the left that says this side towards enemy.
So yeah, it's a pretty good question.
I just-
is this still holy? I mean, it's been broken into.
I do not feel any
This
holy
ground
presence.
is not holy.
Yeah, see.
This is not sanctified ground. I just recently watched. I haven't seen a Rambo Last Blood.
Oh yeah.
I saw the end fight at apparently his house where all the bad guys run. Holy shit! That was the most brutal thing I've ever watched.
That movie gave me.
Oh, random?
Oh, I'm okay with Rambo being over with that ending.
That was a great ending.
Oh, I'm not watching chat.
It's pretty rough.
Okay.
If you guys send me chat, you have to say something. I can't see it on here, so I have to like pull the screen up here and do a
You can
match.
change the font size if you go into settings.
I know it's not.
You go to Bethel, William?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll poke my head around the corner into the crypt. Are there any placards of who was buried? Or?
No, it would have been engraved at the bottom. That's been damaged and destroyed.
Okay.
Inside, you see a stone or a wooden coffin. Obviously, quite old. It's been smashed open. The contents are gone.
The contents are gone. So there's not like a busted skeleton or.
Nope.
Okay. Great.
Broken out from the inside, from the outside.
I'm keeping an eye on our wonderful wizard.
From the inside, from the outside.
You're keeping an eye on the wizard?
Yeah,
So from the
Okay.
hallway,
it was way
they
too
smashed
sad to come
in
in
to get
here.
the bones out.
Yeah,
He's
no.
usually
No,
the one
like
that
the
says,
coffin.
I don't want to die. So, I mean, he
I
must
guess
have
it's
got something
very
cool when he was underground at that last place. So.
I might have.
That's a fair question on
What's
this
that?
part. Do the coffins look smashed in, or smashed out?
Ripped open.
Ripped open from the outside.
Yes.
Same thing the guys were eating outside.
Yeah. All right.
They just ran out of meals.
Move character.
Select your character and then drag it, or use the mouse
So.
or the keyboard. I mean,
Wait, what?
All right. Never mind. I'll just-
And they both
So
look that
there's-
way on both
yeah,
sides.
So to the north here, it looks like it's not smashed open, or is
the wooden coffins are both broken open from the outside.
Yeah, but this middle
in
section
the
where
middle
I,
section? Yeah.
It wasn't me.
There,
It's
that
to the
yeah,
south,
to
but-
the south it's broken. To the north it is not. It still seems intact. It's covered with fancy writings, markings, and so forth, and looks to be an intact crypt. You can sense holy ground coming from it.
Do we want to look throughout the other place and see if we
Yes.
can get
yes,
markings?
because this is still sanctified ground.
Right, it hasn't been
Okay.
desecrated.
Right. This hasn't been desecrated. This is still sanctified. Sigmar's presence is in there. So
I know.
we're not
Sigmar,
going
are
to
you
be smashing
home?
open.
Solid stone.
Housekeeping.
So let's keep going.
I think I have plenty of time to work on
The
it.
plaque underneath it is legible once you wipe the dust off.
Ooh.
It reads out, "Here lieth the body of Siegfried von Kesselring, loyal servant of Sigmar, an honored Templar and man of courage. May his soul find everlasting peace."
I like that title, Templar. I'm going to start using it.
I thought
Gotta
it was a
earn
title
it,
of
man.
a
Huh?
priest. I thought that was one of your titles.
No,
Guys.
warrior captain is the highest,
We
but
skipped over something.
I'm going to say I'm a
There's
Templar
a
from now on.
tunnel.
We haven't skipped over anything. All I did was step up 2 feet to the next one. All right, so north room smashed open. South room has a tunnel.
Looks like the back wall of it has been dug out, and there is what looks like a mining tunnel, fairly low, maybe 4 or 5 feet or so, dug out, heading in the direction of the village.
Okay, does there appear to be any signs of Skaven? Like, from our limited experience of being in the Skaven tunnels up north, does that look similar, or does this more look like...
The only time you've ever encountered rat people was in that natural cave.
That wasn't natural. I thought it was all carved out.
No, it was a natural cave.
Oh, okay.
Natural.
Hey,
We
Chris.
didn't even see him. The dwarf raved about them.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he was
I
climbing.
thought we fought a bunch.
No.
No, the dwarf attacked them and then ran off.
The dwarf fought 4 of them.
The dwarf was raving mad after going into that cave, talking about mythological rat creatures wielding weapons.
Okay.
That you guys realistically, other than the fact that we're all people and we know Warhammer, your characters would. It's like he saw a unicorn.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey,
I swear to God, I thought we fought the damn things as a group.
Now, a dwarf
We
might be
investigated
more
afterwards.
inclined to believe those stories because they would have part of history and so forth.
Right.
And you've heard rumors of creatures like that, just like you've heard rumors of werewolves and dragons.
And I was actually quite a skilled storyteller if my fellowship wasn't so damn low. I had 11 points, or I put 11 points
Right,
in
but
storytelling.
the fact that there are Skaven, it's highly dubious.
So you were always like a great storyteller, but it always sounded like bullshit.
It wasn't
why it's
even
a story.
untrue.
There were 3. I mean, fuck. There were 7 of them.
So yeah, to the south out of the other crypt, there appears to be a naturally dug tunnel, about 4 feet, 5 feet high in some areas, dug out of the packed dirt, heading to the south. There's a strong earthen smell coming from it, and a dampness to the air.
Should we clear the rest of the crypt first?
Yes.
Can you look and see? Because if this isn't holy ground, you might be able to see winds of magic down here.
Looks clear.
Like, I mean, nothing from the tunnels, or more from the tunnel than there is from
See,
the path.
George, come on, man.
What?
You son of a-
What?
You didn't even ask your dad. You're just like, oh, it looks clear. It's good. It's good.
Okay, well, we'll keep going then. I'll go forward, and if we get to a dead end, we'll come back to the paint.
We're all gonna die because of you.
No, he's fully aware that you will all be
I mean, I'm noticing he's in the back.
right.
I noticed that too.
I could be in the front if that's what you prefer.
Hey, look, it's a machine.
Okay. These two, northern and southern,
Same as before.
same as before.
Yeah.
Same as
Okay.
it always was.
Moving into the next room, you see what looks like in the middle of the room, there is a large stone platform that's been built up that connects to some sort of mechanism. There's a wheel or a large. It reminds you of the mechanism that you saw in, I think it's Wittgendorf, the town up on the cliff where you guys rode the elevators up and down. Kemperbad. The mechanism looks similar to that, but constructed of sturdier metal instead of wood and gears and so forth. Around the platform there are 4 rails that go from the floor to the ceiling, where there looks like there's a seam in the ceiling itself.
This is where they lower the crypts down to bury them.
Why would they have something this elaborate?
That's a great question.
I mean, really, I understand why they got it in Kemperbad, but to just bring bodies down, like you could just toss them down the stairs.
Yeah, but
We're not the same person, you and me.
Celebrated heroes of Sigmar. Toss them down the stairs.
You might do it a little
But if
differently.
you're burying them in like big solid marble sarcophagi or something like that, you're
Rick
going to
Merrick,
need a
Sigmar
mechanism
thanks
to
you.
bring the sarcophagi down.
Well, these are all wood crushy.
Up to this point, yeah.
Oh,
But you see that door over there?
I don't, because I'm not in the room.
There's a door to the north.
Oh, I didn't want to push you out
Well,
of
I'm
the way.
not going to walk underneath that platform. I'm going to walk around the edge
Okay.
to avoid, you know.
Yeah, whatever the mechanism is, it's old. I mean, it doesn't look like a new construction. It's rusty and worn, but it looks in serviceable condition still.
Interesting.
Doesn't look like it's damaged as
How's
such,
it
other than
powered?
from age. Has 2 large wheels. Looks like hand crank.
Okay.
So should we crank it and see what happens?
Crank out the big balls.
Because where's it gonna crank? What's gonna crank down from it? Because where we're at doesn't make sense.
By height, it should be just like right up surface level, right?
We have
Yeah.
no idea. He said we walked down by 20 feet. That's 20 feet. That's really far. 20 feet's long.
I see where you get it from. I opened the door to the north.
There's no door.
Okay.
There's no door. Just an archway into the hallway.
okay.
But yeah, I get threatened with death.
Well, it's because you're a mutant, so.
Yeah, my bad.
He's a mute.
Who's going first? You or me?
Mutants aren't illegal anymore, though, so.
Well, you can't see around the corner.
Didn't miss it.
You go first. You have the light and the shield.
We're going up.
I have to say,
Yep.
I really do like
I love this
not
movie.
being able to see. Like the whole time he was like, "I see a machine. I see a machine," and I'm like, I'm
what are you
looking
talking
all
about?
around, I'm like, I don't see. I don't know what the hell he's looking at.
It-
And then like when we move forward one square, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's a machine." That makes sense.
It really adds a
Yeah,
different quality to the
I'm
game.
like actively like zooming in.
What I really like are the scenarios where you're in this really big room and everybody has their own respective field of vision, and there's creatures attacking from different spots.
You're
And
like-
everybody's
everyone's
calling
like,
out
"Oh,
saying,
here."
I need help, I need help! I can't see you!
Had I known that they were where they were, I would have been yelling at them to run.
Sure.
Or just staying outside.
Right, but you couldn't see them.
I mean, I had no idea they were over there. I would have never went into the tomb and shut the door had I known they were there.
Anyways, at the end of the hallway, there is a flight of stairs that leads back up.
Okay. We'll start walking up.
Church.
Maybe they
Well, we
can't.
never cleared the rest of the church.
Okay?
No, we did.
Ben heads up the stairs.
All right, I'll go with him.
Oh.
I'll wait till everybody's out of the way.
Yeah, okay, behind the altar. Wait, what?
There was
Yeah.
it's a hidey hole behind the altar. What in the heck?
Oh yeah, we never did go into this zone.
It wasn't a room.
We didn't know
It
it was
was a
there.
hallway.
Is there
No,
like a
there
mechanism or anything to open a slidey door? Or
No.
No, it's literally just a door.
You guys missed the door, wide open door.
It wasn't wide open.
Okay.
Ben opened it.
Wait,
So wait a minute. That means that it is it's the
Go back
table.
outside.
So
I'm in a different spot.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
You're
you're
at the entrance.
Oh shit.
Now you just went back down.
so
Okay, I see.
so where everything else is placed, that's the actual altar
All
that's
right.
coming down, not.
Going back downstairs. Come
Okay.
on, man, it's dark.
I'm going down.
And it's
There's
dark.
a catacomb.
All right, Ben, lead the way. We're going back to the hall.
I went back. I went back up. Okay. I didn't think we were going back down since we just went through the entire clip.
My God, you're moving like morons.
We're at minute 16, guys. Just so everybody knows.
Well, and
Game's paused.
yes, that does give me a comment. I saw a review that had a really interesting idea for some new game that's coming out on Kickstarter or whatever, and it's all a grim, dark, gritty level Dungeons and Dragons where you have 8 hit points and your level 5 character type stuff. Okay. And the whole idea is your role. It's a return to old school D&D type thing where you're very weak and you go in. And it's all about the player skill rather than the character being a superhero, like Pathfinder and 5th edition is. Okay, their whole philosophy is you track all your equipment, but the part that I found interesting is you have a torch. It lasts an hour. It's not an hour of game time. It's an hour of real time.
Oh.
And when that hour is gone, your torch has been burned up. So you got to get in order to keep the group moving and so forth, which I thought was kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I love it.
I kind of like it.
I do not.
No, but and as you can see, yes, I can pause it so that if something gets triggered, trap, creature, whatever, I will pause it wherever you're at is where you're at.
Nothing happened.
No, nothing happened other than that whole side story.
Oh, good, because I'm like, well, I'm underneath the thing with things. Let's turn these cranks, though, and see what comes down, because I think it's the actual
Altar
altar.
itself.
Yeah, which would be weird, why the altar would have to come down
It's
here.
the section behind the altar.
What?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll give a...
I'll stand on the other side and turn the other crank, and
We'll see if we can get it to
Okay,
do its
so the
thing.
two of you start working on that.
Yeah.
Okay. It starts with a bit of a creak. It's obviously hasn't been used for a while, not maintained. It grinds and makes quite a bit of noise, but ever so slowly, a section about 10 by 10 above you of stone starts descending. And over the course of maybe 3 minutes or so, you lower both a platform that includes the altar as well as the 5-foot square in front of it.
Oh,
The 5 feet in front of it, all the way down.
yeah, that's weird. It's weird that the altar would be... But if it was a long altar, maybe they did put their people on there, your people or whatever, on there. I guess that would make sense. It's like it was like a 10-foot...
From a Sigmar religion standpoint, from what you've seen, it's not an uncommon mechanism in churches. Typically for worship, it would be a means of the priest ascending to the people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's more symbolic of a mechanism and so forth. Now, it's also useful for sending the dead to their final resting part, etc., and being lowered down into that. But it'd be more commonly used for the monthly sermons, as a presentation of the priest.
We could totally freak people out later on, dude.
When the cannibals come back, we just crank it up and just
Oh,
go.
you just come up out of the ground. It's pretty nice.
especially when I get my hammer to actually low.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it down then. I'm
That
not,
kind of gain more corruption.
that's all.
Tunnel.
Yeah, let's go to the tunnel.
Okay.
Alright, Ben first, me second.
No, Wizard second.
Yeah.
I'm sure that.
Wizard first.
I'd go first. That's what you guys want.
That's just a cardinal line.
Is that? Oh, I thought it was the game happened.
It stops.
Someone not.
It does. It only goes a certain far. Just a second.
Dude, so it's just a conga line going down the whole way.
Okay. The tunnel continues on some distance. Up ahead, you can hear dripping water. And the walls are getting a little bit damper.
Musky smell and all that crap.
Yeah, there's definitely the smell of mildew and so forth. It has been descending somewhat. but the tunnel looks like it is heading towards the river, if you recall from outside.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think we need to go any further. I mean, the cannibals just dug into here, into the crypt,
Yeah, but why would they do that?
to get to the bones.
Yeah, but why would they dig from all the way by the river? Why not just dig from, like, right outside the crypt?
Because maybe the entrance was sealed closed before the dwarf went in there.
Yeah.
Dwarf is a strong man. A dwarf.
Was.
Not man.
Was.
Yeah, was. Hey.
Can't believe you insulted me like that.
Oh.
Do you know what's more insulting?
You mean axe?
Or your axe. I'll use it as a hammer.
So it doesn't end; it just keeps heading. Towards
It keeps
the
going,
river.
like I said, it descends somewhat, and it's getting progressively damper and more humid in the tunnel as you get towards the river. Plus, you can hear dripping in the distance.
We got time. We'll
I'm
see
in
what this.
heavy ass armor. I don't want to go any further down the slick tunnel towards the water.
Where are you getting squish squad? Now you don't want to go.
No, I want to go back.
Plus, keep in mind, you're stooping down or crawling in most cases,
Yeah, this
given the
is-
size of the tunnel.
Nope. My guy's 5'11". He's
Do you remember what the title on the closed one was?
Yep.
Was it Kessel Ring?
yeah.
It was.
It was?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Was that who was
Yeah,
speaking to you?
Yeah.
So did we open that up, big guy?
Okay, let's go back. We'll go back to that crypt.
Okay.
And
Smash!
okay, you guys left me in the dark technically.
I'll come back and save you.
We should go back. Done. As he tries to turn around in the narrow tunnel.
Thank you.
So why don't you
Gotta be quick. Keep up with the light.
communing with
Sigmar.
Sigmar there, ask a couple questions of it before you go pissing off the person in charge.
Man, that's the problem though. There's no mechanic for that technically in the game.
Pray to your God.
Talk to me.
He is
You're
your
your
god.
god, man.
I don't know why you're the butt of all these jokes, Dad. But I have to say, I'm glad it's not.
It's jealousy.
Well, it's because you're dead, Curly, so we can't make fun of you.
Yes.
But your heart, hey, you're not dead, your heart's just
This heart's just on the right place.
Yeah.
More
And he's not
intestines or
actually, not
any
actually in
other
the
part of
water, he just doesn't have any lungs.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, something happened.
Died.
What?
it. I'm going to take.
Just click on something.
No.
I'm going to take a few
Where did
minutes.
you find those free
to-
things that you get when you first start your character?
It's in
Pray.
number 5 attributes, I believe.
Okay.
I'll find the page real quick.
It was just, I think I found it already. It was just 5 points to
Yeah.
stats. I did.
No, it's just randomly.
Just pray to Sigmar and ask him for guidance in this point. You're on your knees.
I know how to do my own faith. Thank you.
Soon be drawing a blanket once
on
for
your
trees.
knees, on your knees.
Ooh, I wish I had rolled.
But yeah, I'm the one who gets told I'm gonna die. Okay. The forest.
I can see your thing. You can't see mine.
Can't trust the mutants.
Sure, it's supposed to be looking on my computer.
No, they're
No,
legal.
I can physically see your thing.
I can't.
If you're concerned about your strength wearing, I can break it down.
Wait, isn't that just a door right there? No, that's not a door. That's mine.
I think I genuinely hate you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
See, where's the dwarf when you need him? I'd have
I
been
know.
down there with you, not a problem.
I know.
A sealed tomb, who cares? Come on.
Is there any way?
We
wait,
wouldn't have waited for the
Dad.
combat to be over.
Hell
We
no.
would have just
Dad.
went down there.
Is there any way to
Been
open?
like, they got this.
Yeah, they got it.
Open it?
Yeah, you could use the dwarver's hammer.
Oh, that's the only way.
It's an axe, not a hammer.
There's no
No,
other
you
way.
have to break in. It's sealed, and there are bricks and everything sealing it up. It's been sealed since the guy was put into the crypt itself.
And you feel like there's some divine providence for you within this.
I'm just telling you what the voice said. from our holy temple. It led us here to another holy site.
You gotta get close.
Would the priest be able to sense a large amount of holy power?
Yeah, he is.
I got a good idea.
We
Let
can
us break it down with your back turned.
No, that's not how it
What are you guys doing? Nothing.
Crash.
Go check on the funeral pyres and leave your hammer.
I think that there's a good reason why this crypt has been left untouched. It is a holy site of Sigmar. I don't know what the rest of these gentlemen did in here to not warrant his blessing, but this guy is blessed by Sigmar.
Maybe he kept it safe for you.
Yeah, maybe kept it safe just for this holy quest.
And while that is a possibility, there is no way to know without the approval of the church proper. I am all for, if you feel there is some level of divine guidance here for you, following it. But let's go get the church's approval first. At least of this particular church, which would be within the mutants' fucking forest.
Okay. Let's go to the
We have
forest.
found it. We have deemed it secure. It is holy. We have met many of the requirements to know whether or not this is actually something that we should be pursuing. If we can get approval from the church proper to extricate this holy relic from its resting place, I will help you break down this seal and get it. But I cannot allow you to do this without approval from the church first.
If that's what you think, sure. I'm just trying to keep the initiative up and stop the chaos from spreading even further.
I am right there with you, brother, but we have to get the approval for the church.
Okay. So the witches.
A day's approval will not, or
I'm
a
a
day's
witch.
delay will not
What?
cause the end of the world.
Okay, let's hope not.
All right.
You're a mutant?
That night at midnight, the world ends.
The doors open. Templar evil.
It's only mutants running through the woods and everything. It can't get any worse.
I'm gonna go ahead before we leave.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do a. Hey, somebody with light, stay, please.
Already gone.
I'll come back.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Hello.
pray and do a blessing over the site and
Okay.
ask for Sigmar's forgiveness and guidance and
Okay.
leave at that point.
Okay. Sounds good.
Did you just sneeze? I felt that on my fucking neck.
That's the
You
crypt.
literally just sneezed on my neck.
No.
It was the moisture.
It's the crypt.
Did you cough?
I'm not covered like this.
Was that you?
No.
It was off, yes.
Oh.
He's
There you
sharing.
go,
He's,
Sigmar's
he's
guidance
sharing his
is bad
chicken.
audio.
Enjoy the pox.
No, we actually have water up there. Just
Is there anybody up other than anybody up here other than his buddies?
No,
Okay.
they're still there. They're still working on piling wood and so forth.
I will
Can you
help my
drag it up
fellow
with them,
soldier.
So the mutant was super tall. Can I see him from here?
No.
Okay. I shoot my gun in the air.
Okay. Short time later, I assume you respond. Okay. It's been maybe 30 minutes or so.
So how was your guys'
So
little
work
field
on the
trip?
fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
While
Now,
we're
what'd you
working on
guys
the fire,
find?
I'm gonna look through the
Nothing.
Holes.
Through the chapel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look for signs.
Well,
They're prepared to come with you.
oh, you guys are finally going to embrace Sigrid and take the right decision?
As soon as
I'm glad you guys finally decided to revise.
I'm not embracing Sigrid. But,
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't have to embrace Sigrid. She's not a god.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Dad, I'm putting out my lantern.
Okay.
Good thing it's not go as expected, priest.
So you wait another hour or so. The dwarfs are done building the pyre. Are you going to light it now, or are you going to wait?
Irritable.
Hey, priest, are we lighting it and you doing your services for the?
Okay. So you go through your rituals and so forth as the dead dwarf burns.
Dead dwarf? Oh yeah, that dead dwarf.
Dead dwarf. Sounds like a rock album.
Dead dwarf.
A long time ago.
About an hour later, as the fire's starting to slowly burn its way down, you guys are ready to leave. So you got 3-4 hours before nightfall.
Let's go.
You haven't found anything else of note,
Hey, priest, when you
unless there's something specific you're looking for.
Well,
I haven't told you.
Do you want
Grab
to
his
read
bullhorn?
the text out loud again, see if they're responsible?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
I took most of this shit.
I just want to make sure I.
Yeah, here.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait, did we get the heavy crossbow? No.
I didn't find a crossbow on him.
No, from court.
Oh, I didn't.
Gorp
I
had
didn't
one.
search Gorp.
I searched them. I didn't get their list or anything,
Did
Oh,
you guys
we
get?
had to get him out of the water.
but I did.
Oh, no, his heavy crossbow would have been lost in the water
Oh yeah.
because he
I
had
thought
it in.
Gorp had one.
Gord had it.
Water.
It's probably pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
If you know where he died, I mean.
If you want to go swimming in the river, you could probably retrieve it.
No, it's not a swim.
Okay.
Or in your case,
Well,
it's
my
spelunking.
dwarves actually know how to swim.
What?
Yeah, they do.
How?
They got that from their previous class.
Miners
A
know how
boat
to.
anchor.
Apparently.
So, have you guys gathered whatever equipment from the two dead dwarfs you want to keep?
Yeah.
The dead dwarves. There was only one dead dwarf.
The dead bodies.
The bodies.
Okay.
Just say there's only one dead dwarf. Unless
Oh,
there's a new.
I'm sorry, I started it. All I wanted was the troll.
Gorp was a little short.
So do you want like Gorp hat or what Dip hat?
Short of a little
I was just
overweight.
collecting them all.
Okay.
Who died? Dip, Gorp, and the dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have all the equipment that anybody wants from all of those creatures, as the rest is being burnt up in the fire.
Okay. Dip and Gorp had a total of 37 gold together.
They don't want that.
Can we split that possibly?
Put that amongst everyone.
I was
You
gonna
did.
say you don't want the 37.
No,
gold.
they don't want the gold.
Can we refund the?
There was also
The
12
group.
silver and 1 brass
what?
penny.
Can we refund the group?
Yeah.
Fine with that.
Yeah.
Just
There
dump it
was
all
a
there.
total of 5 healing droughts, 2 blood collagens.
I'll take the flag.
There was 2 boat hooks.
Can I take a few? What? Oh,
There was
no.
2 boat hooks,
I'm taking one of the droughts.
which count as orc.
I'll go ahead and
hooks.
take the rest of the stuff. Okay.
Ogre hook,
Ogre hook.
not
yeah.
orc hook. So those are much smaller.
Yeah. And then I had a broom, a bucket, and a mop.
Or burning those as your armaments.
Okay.
That's right. Personal effects.
His grave
I had a
Final
leather,
fuck you.
I had a leather jerkin, a heavy crossbow, 20 bolts.
I'll take your bolt.
How many potions did you have?
I had 6 healing droughts,
I will.
2 blood collagens.
Anybody else use heavy crossbow? No, one of your guys use a heavy crossbow.
No, we use
I'll
light
take one of the
crossbow.
flag.
I can use it.
2 of the potions.
I was going
You
to.
want
But
the
I
heavy
don't,
crossbow?
I'm not particularly good at it. I can use it.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
I
we
mean,
should
that's an
watch
expensive item to just.
He's very
I also had a silver. I also had a
Yeah, I
silver
know. It's like,
earring. Oh, I have. I gave you a whale.
I did.
I
Yeah.
did give you a whale.
No,
We don't care what it's.
They
Yeah,
lost
I know.
that.
It's there though.
It's he took some time.
We'll use it as tender.
So you're
The problem
taking
is most of them can't
he's
read.
taking 2.
I can read.
Okay.
It's fine.
It probably doesn't matter, but I still wrote
No,
it.
no, no.
You
Just
did.
cause.
You were very detailed on that. Here you go.
Everything to me. Let's
You
listen to
probably
it.
Take 2 and still
There.
be,
I shall read it
All right. Hold
in
on.
the appropriate Dip's voice.
Is that it?
When I went to the college, I had
The end.
Money-related wealth include gold, silver, and brass to go to Grun the dwarf.
Well, there you go.
By
As far as it
extension
goes.
to the group.
But he owed me, so
Right. Defensive staff to go to Erdem. He can have the grimoire back as well. Writing kit to go to Milton in order to personally write in my farewell as I die. Physician's suit will go to Isaac so he can perform anonymously in his no mysterious duties.
Does that count as a disguise kit?
No. Various potion goes to Anders and his soldiers, so they will hopefully achieve the confidence to actually fight.
I applaud that one. So
Man, and we thought he was the only one burning today.
I know. Frederick can have my boat hook and silver jewelry so he can look good and deliver the boat hook to a church of Manon as offering. He can have the hammock too for better sleeping capabilities. The high-quality knuckle dusters go to anyone who can truly use them. The armor and rations and torch can be sold or distributed randomly, dice included. Anything that specifically gets sold will go to the party fund. Of course, none of this is relevant because it was all lost with the body in the river. So,
That's all right. That's good, man. I like it.
Wow.
Damn, he just straight.
if only,
But I'm dead, so it doesn't matter.
if only they had read your will, they might have changed their ways.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
They get a curse fight. You stop looking like you got your head caught in a lawnmower.
I gave you jewelry to look good.
I'll wear the ring.
Okay.
He was a friend of ours, so.
And a ring, he said.
Oh yeah.
They're both sober.
So what are we
You
doing?
dry
Are we
it.
actually doing that?
No,
or not?
and I'll be doing my heavy writing at all times.
It doesn't actually exist. It went and got
Yeah.
soaked in the water.
So,
I had to
anyways.
write it at the Wizard College.
So if you guys have everything that you wish and it's all written down, everything else is considered lost or burnt.
Oh. So the other 3 healing shards. Am I taking those? Or
I'm
no?
taking one.
Yeah, you're
So,
taking
yeah,
one.
so
He's
we got
taking
3
2.
So 2 more.
I put
Oh,
there's
that's
2
not-
more. So
5.
give it to one of your. Give them to
We
your.
have 3.
I'm taking the dusters.
He said he takes 2. I took 1. That's 3.
Yeah.
He was
and
taking-
there was
So the
6.
dusters,
There
When
was,
you're-
I thought there was 5.
when you're
Fine.
doing brawling,
Oh.
the
I thought
dusters
you said
give you an automatic plus 10 because they're high quality.
Go. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
That was money.
I spent like 15 gold on those.
Man, if I die, you guys are gonna be like, you had this much shit on you? Yes. I have a backpack like this on me.
I was 0.1 point away from being encumbered.
Oh, I'm encumbered. This is why when we first start fights, I like shrug off my backpack usually.
All right, they're stretchy number 1. Lead the way.
Hope we don't find more. We don't need a number 2.
That's right.
I'm to that end. That book is probably.
So the only warning I do
Two-handed
have
weapon.
is that
Got a warning.
Leave it in the
I
river.
will. Huh?
Leave it in the river.
No.
It's not warning.
I'm gonna deliver it to it. I'm gonna tie it to my backpack.
I guess I better join.
It's like a long quarterstaff. It's a 10-foot pole. Can't tie it to your back.
Oh, fuck me. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I
It's a boat hook.
No, this whole time, and I don't know why. Now that I'm saying this out loud, but I have no idea why I thought this. I always thought it was like the Moana hook
Oh.
of.
Honestly, that's all I
Shark
picture
head.
because a ogre hook
It's like
is a literally like a
like
it
a
looks
sickle.
Big.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a big ring at the end.
yeah. But it's basically a really big sickle. That and so forth from Pathfinder. In his case, it's a boat hook. It's what you would stand on the deck of a boat and grab the shore and pull the boat in.
Well, you can leave it in the church for now.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll leave it up in the church.
I mean, it's big and it's bulky, and if it's not your primary weapon, it's going to be awfully awkward.
Yeah, I'll leave it there,
Okay.
and I'll write a quick note.
You're bleeding.
None shall touch.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Up off to your right.
Yeah, I'll just leave a little note saying whose it is. It's mine,
I don't know why.
and that with going to deliver it to Manon
Okay.
and leave it set aside.
Don't touch this book hook. It's mine.
The altar.
Jackass. I'm not gonna go to the effort to write it, but I'm gonna write a little note saying, "Hey, don't touch this. This is to be
Sure.
delivered."
The cannibals are like, oh, dang it.
Dang it! And we were going to loot that boat hook.
I'm leaving it up by the
Yeah,
temple
yeah,
or up on the altar.
So the only thing I have to warn you guys about is that we should probably take some sort of stealth getting there. There are numerous patrols of soldiers that protect the castle in these woods who are hunting out my group. So,
You
we
chose the wrong group for
Is
stealth.
that
Nothing says stealth like 4 armored 5.
well, then if
Right.
we do get caught, it shouldn't be an issue when we have to destroy them.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's fine. All right.
How many are in each patrol?
So,
How many are in an
we're just
average?
killing
Half
garrison
dozen.
out here.
6.
Yeah,
There's about 6.
5 or 10 at a
I
time.
chose the
Cool.
race.
You chose the rights? Okay.
I I sent you what I am.
Okay.
I changed it.
I like the fact that you can just build whatever you want.
You just give
Or-
up on experience points.
Yeah, you basically give up on your first level because you can get enough experience easily.
You can just about level out immediately.
Yeah,
I never even considered that. So hold on a second,
your trappings are the only thing that.
because I have enough to level out immediately.
Oh.
But if I start my character as the next level, you can't automatically. As long as you, the only thing I picked was my race. I rolled my other two things, and that's 100 experience
And
points.
if
Race is
you,
only
if
20.
you spread out all
No,
the free
no,
points
it's more
you
than
get,
that. Because you don't
Make
get
sure.
you don't get all your stats for free.
Your race is one of the most expensive
get a
things.
lot
Well,
of
you just spend
points.
20
You get 40
points.
points to spread around, which can be all your stats for the first level.
Yeah.
That's specifically how they did it.
Yeah. Literally, the only thing keeping you from if you random roll everything, the only thing keeping you from leveling up is the trappings.
Okay.
That's why I cannot level up.
So
I do
you-
not have the trappings.
Well, that was my thing. Is if we have enough to level up,
What
we'd say,
do
"Hey,
you
Sean, I'd like
do
to
as
start as a
scout?
guild,
Yeah.
or can we have the trappings?"
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that
then
makes
shit.
So, are we ready to go on this
Yep.
quest?
I don't see you.
My net disappeared.
It's not on the map.
Space,
That's
I'm pretty
okay.
sure I'm
Oh.
supposed to be
Is
Dick.
that next?
You're really good at stealth.
I'm on the wrong.
Are you in the tree?
I'm completely.
Doesn't really matter. We don't really have a map for this
Oh,
part, so
gotcha.
doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Okay, so
Call me Dick one more time.
so you're gonna lead the way.
It's only 20 experience points if you
I-
choose.
Well, it's 100 experience points to change class.
That's right.
I know. I have 100 experience points because it's 50 because I kept my stats exactly as I rolled them, and it's
Okay.
50 because I kept my first class I rolled.
Oh, cool.
It's only 20 if you don't keep your rolled race.
Wow. So what's one experience to use dwarf or elf?
I thought it was
Correct.
25, but
No, it's right here.
Okay, but
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
do you have 5 ranks in all of the skills
All the skills, yes.
and 5 ranks in all 3 stats?
That's the thing is I only know of getting a +5 to one stat.
Correct.
Okay. So it's,
So the other 10 you have to buy,
okay.
and that at 15 points apiece
Right. So I
is
wouldn't-
150 points.
So no matter what, you can't go to your
Or
next
25.
class, period.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Unless you random roll those.
No.
other-
No, you have
No.
to get advances in them.
No, but your talents.
Oh.
They don't count.
No.
towards
Those
the
don't
damage.
count. Those are your base.
Oh, cutting to your base, not for the other.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Then that was like that was
So
the
yeah, I
only
mean,
way I could think of
if
it.
you don't roll anything, if you random everything, you get 125 points, and it's 25 points per stat. You can buy your second stat to max,
Yeah.
or to what you need, and then you still have one more to get, plus the 100 points to change class. So I was gonna
While
say,
we're going-
I mean, if it's possible, by all means, you can come at it with whatever you want. If you can't, which is what it sounds like. Now, if you have Doom and you define what your condition is at character start, and you die that way, you get half the experience back.
Yeah.
That's a big
Doom is
boost.
only a human.
Yeah.
Well, you could randomly get it with the other characters.
See.
I think
They
it's
don't
possible
get random rolls, do they?
for
Well,
talents.
They do, but that isn't a random talent.
It's not one.
roll.
Well, you can always pick it.
So I'm going to be taking the stealthy approach while we
Okay.
make our way there.
Are the rest of you taking the stealthy approach, or are you watching him stealth through the bushes and the trees, and you guys are just walking out in the open?
I'm just trying to follow him.
Yeah, I'll just follow him. I'm not
as
gonna.
best as I can.
You're going to take his lead as best you're able to.
Just personally, I'm going to stay.
Okay.
I know normally I walk my Warhammer out. I would be walking out with a shield, a normal shield that.
Same thing on
That you scavenge.
Yeah, that I scavenged. I
Okay.
wrote it down, so I got it from somebody.
Okay.
And his axe out.
Okay. Make sure everybody's updating your encumbrance, because that'll affect your agility, therefore your defense. Okay.
And my pistols are put up. I only have my rapier out because we're being quiet.
Are they loaded?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I
Well,
was
now
making
one
sure.
of them's not. You blasted
No,
a shot into the.
Yeah.
I loaded it.
Oh, okay.
I have my armor jabber.
Okay.
You can only reload in combat.
Oh, only in combat. Attack.
Quick, somebody take a swipe at me so I can reload.
I caught myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, does any of you guys need a good secondary weapon?
I leave my did I leave my feet here?
He's asking, do they need one?
Do they
I don't
need
know.
it? Because I have like 4 goddamn extra weapons I got off of the
Oh, well, under my feet. Never
With
mind.
the way I was losing weapons in combat, I needed them all.
yeah, I wrote down
2 hand
broadswords, so I'm thinking
I
that's
had
2
two.
broadswords. So he had 2 broadswords I don't want.
Those are one-handed.
I also want to
Yeah.
look for
Sure,
apparent signs.
I'll give
And you had a regular hand axe as well.
I
right?
had, yes, I
You
had a
had a
special
regular
hand.
hand
Sign,
axe.
so I'm looking for
Okay.
said
Gotta understand, in
sign.
one fight, I went through 4 weapons.
I get that.
Okay.
What's the other one?
I'll let you know.
So 2 broadswords, a hand axe.
Yeah.
I still
Um,
have a goblin
know-
short sword on me.
The forest in particular,
Do you want it?
at the camp,
No, the goblin
It's
short
safe.
sword, no.
Okay, then I'm just gonna throw it
outside of the camp, in the forest, during the day, the
So you
danger
do the
is
other 3
patrols. At
Yeah,
night,
but-
it's
but
all
we'll
sorts
have the
of
exact
strange
same
and powerful
skills,
creatures.
but we'll have another weapon.
There have been a notable increase in creatures that have come out at night to hunt in this area for the last year or two.
Okay.
Okay.
So my only other thing, right,
Is I have a great axe.
we are not going to be walking around at night.
That's
There's
actually
too many
relevant
creatures.
because
We've
I
had a
think
very
I'm good
large
at
increase in
using it.
Have an
creatures
extra great axe.
walking around at night
Creature.
that are hunting.
One that lets you know
actively.
that the forest appears to be filled
Slowly
with chaos
getting-
magic.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
Hey, I want to let you know that the forest seems filled with chaos magic. Waiting. Just
Thank
want
you.
to let you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's been a
Can I feel that or
Nope.
no?
There's been a large increase in very strong animals at nighttime and creatures that are striving to kill. During the day, it's patrols, which you mighty bunch should be able to take a patrol. But the vicious creatures out here at night, those are a bit aggressive. But the camp itself is very safe. We have a very well-built camp out there to protect us. Need not
Okay.
worry.
As you guys leave the confines of the village, you enter the forest. Almost immediately, the atmosphere seems to change. The trees themselves are dark and sinister, spiraling upwards toward the sky, blocking out most of the light, leaving just a dim, shadowy feel to the overall area. Floor of the forest is covered with sickly-looking fungal growths, and tree roots seem to reach out almost as if they're trying to snag you as you walk by.
I'll test that once or twice, and I'll actually like brush up against them. Do they move?
No?
Okay.
Not that you ever see, but as you guys walk, you seem like you're always tripping over roots. Getting the branches, like as you go around a bend or whatever, a branch hits you in the face.
Okay.
Things like that. I mean, it's typical thick forest stuff and dim twilight type light, even though it's still, from what you knew, was still afternoon. It should be fairly bright. The trees are covered with what looks like mushroom growth or fungus growth that gives the trees a thick, warty-like bark. Fairly unpleasant grayish brown and a musty, almost sour smell. As you go, it looks like you keep swearing that in a lot of cases, this growth sort of has almost a facial appearance on different trees and everything. Might be just a trick of the light. When you look closer, it doesn't seem to really match anything. It certainly doesn't move, but gives you the sense of something ill sort of watching you from all angles. Okay?
I don't like this.
Just ignore it.
So you've been living out here for how long?
A long time. It's hard to keep track of the days out here. Look at the light. Doesn't really change much.
Okay. He leads you deep into the forest, assuming you guys follow willingly.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make sure he's in front of me at all times.
Okay, that's easy enough to do since he's leading the way, telling you where to step and where not to step.
If you didn't see me, you'd get kind of
Does
lost.
he seem to have the same issues we're having, like tripping over stuff, or
He seems more experienced with it. Doesn't seem to have as much.
just makes sense he lives here?
Yeah. I mean, it still seems like he's having some challenges, but he's more used to it. You guys travel for about 3-4 hours or so, and then the trees break out into a clearing with maybe a dozen or more tents and shelters set up. There looks like maybe 50 or 60 people gathered around the place. The setting sun is just hitting the horizon at this point, so the light's pretty dim. They have some cooking fires going, and it looks like this is where the villagers have all gone to. The place itself looks downtrodden, a bit beat up, but compared to the forest and the town, certainly in much better shape. Several of the locals call out a greeting and come running up to say hello to him. And then you see a elderly woman stepping through the crowd wearing priest vestments, moving up towards you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any type of wall or anything around this?
No.
So how do you guys keep the beasts at bay that you were talking about at night? Do they come into the town? Into your little village huts and stuff and steal children?
Steal children?
I don't know.
What are you talking
A couple of kids go
They're
running
beasts?
across.
Are you speaking from experience?
With monster chasing.
Ah!
Whoa, we don't know what you're talking
A
about.
moment later, monster comes back, carrying 2 children.
Yeah. Looks around and runs off into the woods.
Looks at you and says, "What?"
Not that we noticed.
Does this seem like such
They
a
just
beauty
willfully
village?
ignore it.
If we ignore it, the problem will go away.
That's right. Anyways, the old lady walks up to you, says, "Greetings. You found the travelers. They agreed to join you here at the village."
With a little bit of.
With hesitation, the priest here thinks we're all mutants.
Oh,
He kept
no,
calling
no,
our
no.
village a mutant village, so
There,
you can reassure him your way.
there's no corruption here. The spirits of Raya will have protected this land.
Longshanks here begs to disagree.
I beg to disagree.
Okay.
What,
Do you still feel?
What?
I sent it to you.
No, it's far calmer here.
what,
No.
Far taller than anybody.
Oh, you said I beg to
what,
disagree.
She appears-
Do you know anything about Raya?
Yeah, she appears to be she has the vestments of Raya. Introduces herself as Sigrid, leader of these refugees, and protector of these people. Through my faith and my abilities, I've protected this grove, and at least thus far, it's managed to hold off the creatures of the night and keep us hidden from the von Wittgendorfs.
Does this feel like holy ground to me?
No,
And she's a Sigmarite priest?
no, she's a Raya priest,
Oh.
priest of Raya.
What can you tell us about the Wickendorfs? Like we saw them and they were
They're
persecuting some people. And
well, yeah, they're rather horrible. They've been taking people captive from the village for years. And I mean, it wasn't until the chaos storm a couple of years ago that things really turned bad. But enough of that talk right now. Come, join us. We'll get some food and relax. You guys can make yourself pleasant. Newcomers are welcome. We can provide you some food, some shelter, give you some rest. We do advise you not to leave the confines of the grove at night. There are creatures that would otherwise, I think as your priest so eloquently put it, steal your children. But here in town...
Well, he did point at me when he said priest, so...
yeah, here within the grove you should be safe.
He's a priest of guns.
How did you earn these people's trust? They're so loyal to you.
I don't know if they're loyal necessarily. I've provided them guidance in a horrible time. So I provide shelter and faith and perhaps a bit of hope in this troubled time.
Do you have skilled healers?
I'm as close as we have here.
Can you please take a moment at your leisure to examine his knee?
Sure.
I am only but a field medic, and I was unable to
Okay. Yeah,
properly set his knee.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. She says, "Sure,
He must
I'll."
have been in the army.
I mean, from the looks of it, it's not like you're dying right now, right?
No.
Okay, so it's mangled and it needs to be looked at.
4 hours
So-
later, he's still dying.
You're not dead yet. I wish I was.
It's been field bandaged over it. So she takes you over to one side of the camp. You see there's maybe a half dozen other wounded, various cuts, bruises, broken bones, etc. One guy has an arm that's been removed recently. and she pulls out some tools.
Pulls out a bone saw.
Well, yeah, she pulls out some crude-looking surgical tools and says, "Unfortunately, this is the best we have. Let me take a look at your wounds, and we'll see what we can do."
Pat him on the back. May Sigmar protect you. Walk away.
Put your trust in Raya, and she will protect you.
See, now is your opportunity to ask about the crypts.
Oh, she's
Since
busy.
clearly you did
While
not
she's
find
busy
what you're looking for.
conducting surgery.
Well, yeah, she can talk.
Well, and the thing is,
Siegfried's
It's a
just
good
that
time to distract her.
good. Siegfried's just that good.
Frederick.
So
So now that we know she's a priestess of Raya, has nothing. She has nothing to do with this.
right, she's turned her attention to him with a couple of assistants. You guys are free to go about the camp if you wish.
I don't need help here.
Before she starts going ham on his leg,
Mhm.
who is the head priest of the Temple of Sigmar within the village?
The Temple of that guy, that would have been Alan.
Okay.
May Sigmar protect him. He died 4 seasons ago. The church has been empty since then. And that was part of the reason why we finally abandoned the village to try to find our way out here. Raya, I believe, is like a nature god or farmer
I
and
was
so
literally
forth.
reading
Yeah.
about Raya. Right?
So I mean, she's
goddess of
effective.
fertility.
Yeah, she's effectively a druid, sort of, but she's more of a village priest
Yeah,
rather than a formal priest.
the goddess of farmers and villagers and things
Right.
like that. So, Mother Earth
Right.
kind of stuff. Well, that's
Mama E.
okay.
Anyways, I really must tend to this man's wounds
That's fine.
before they get any worse.
GM, if a local priest dies, what is the process for replacing said local priest? Does the higher level church
You report it to the
you
church,
report it to the church and they have to assign somebody to
right? I.e., the whoever rules that location would identify it and report it to the church, who would then send another priest.
And what region are we in?
Wittgendorf.
Wickendorf.
Yeah.
So,
in other words,
is there a higher level within Wickendorf?
Yeah, the countess.
But she wouldn't have anything to do with the affairs of the church.
Absolutely, she would. If the priest dies, it's her responsibility to report it to the church.
Same
To
reason.
report it to the church, who would then
Send out another place. Yeah, she doesn't have any authority over the church.
Exactly.
Right.
so above who would she report to? Altdorf?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. All right.
Can I get my
Trying to
short
become
term? I
the
got the
overture
group to
church.
Sigurd.
No. I'm trying to get authorization to bust
And
over the
the
crypt and
second
steal holy weapons.
At the end of the session, I'll let you do that, given that your character was here for at least part of last game. That's probably a bit short for a short-term goal, even. Okay, but
We should have stayed at the crypt longer.
we should have, yeah.
2 more hours. It's been all right.
Rosary sword.
So
I'm fine with that at the end of the session as far as experience, but figure out what your next short-term goal is going to be.
Okay.
Man, I haven't
Okay.
had a
Do
short-term
all
goal in
the-
so long.
Yeah.
do all the other
So-
people in this
Yeah.
area look better than the people in the town?
Yes, they all look healthy. They all look happy is relative.
Right.
They look
Fed and
they look fed. They're not like abundant in food or anything. And from what they're cooking, it looks like it's very basic vegetables and meats and things like that. They're able to hunt, they're able to farm, etc. in this grove, or at least in the immediate area, and they're surviving. But it's not really a long-term strategy because they don't have the other supplies and industry in this area.
Yeah, once winter
does
hits.
anybody look less villager, more military, more like they could hunt? But
Yes.
I mean, I know and understand that, but anybody that isn't just a everyday villager that took off.
People that stick out like
not
us.
in our group.
The most notable one appears to be what looks like a hunter. with a bow. Okay. A hunter
Unless-
with.
I was literally in the middle of whispering you that exact thing.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. There's a. It's clearly not human. It's tall. You suspect it might be an elf from the way they're operating.
You ain't got to worry about suspecting.
Okay. You're clearly an elf.
My hair's pulled back in
Well,
a ponytail.
yeah, but they've never seen elves.
Ah,
Is the point.
okay.
So
From stories.
you've heard of stories of elves. You suspect it's an elf. Like I said, you've never met an elf, so you really don't know. Okay. You didn't realize he was non-human initially, anyways.
Oh, I did
Yeah, you
shit.
did not whisper.
Yeah.
Did it again.
There is a
It's
lot of
W
you.
slash
Yeah.
instead of slash W.
Yeah. Like I said, he has a bow. He has a couple of low-quality arrows and so forth. He looks to be he's working on cleaning some rabbits for food, and appears to be the hunter for the area. There's also several other villagers that, whatever trade they happen to have, they're operating here. But he seems to be the one that most stands out. Any actual soldiers or military might that they might have is limited to maybe a couple dozen adults.
Pitchforks and yeah.
Sort of like this group in terms of
Gotcha.
quality.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
What? Well, high quality.
This group, in terms of quality, compared to trained, seasoned military people,
He's talking about us people.
IRL.
us people,
Real
people,
life.
Oh,
Real life.
real life people.
IRL.
Right.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of war priests.
No.
I'm over there swapping guns.
I'm talking about a table full of 50 sub role players.
okay. David's experience 30 years ago.
That
Right.
wheeze when we go up a flight of stairs.
Who,
That's, you know.
who have watched a lot of action movies and been out of the military for a good long time.
As I tighten up my New Balance.
Hey,
Where do I
Dad,
go?
Proper suspensions.
They might be able to field a couple of dozen of low quality militia,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Okay.
Now they do have a collection of spears and hand weapons and things like that that they've cobbled together. But none of them are holding them like they're expecting an attack or they're in danger or anything like that. Most of them are more surprised and looking at you wide-eyed for all the weaponry and gear that you guys have. You're obviously far wealthier than anybody in the village.
Well, I'll move up within about 15, 20 yards
skills.
of
And then you
a hunter-looking guy.
Okay.
Find a nice soft spot on the ground and sit back and relax. And just keep an eye on
Keep an eye on
what's
them.
out there. Other than that, I don't care to do anything at this
Okay.
moment.
me and my soldiers will do our best to help around this
Okay.
And then you look up
black
skill.
cube.
I'll just show you so you
I'm doing my best not to scream if she
Got
amputates my leg.
Okay.
And you step.
There it is.
What the heck was that?
And then you look up
I have many
language,
different types
whatever.
of laughs. I go.
And then you drag and drop it on your skills.
And I automatically get that.
That's
I'm just gonna say this. How this is not feeling right to me. How are these people staying safe with chaos monsters in the woods? Right.
How do you remove a
Chaos
skill?
strong as shit in this
I'm
area
not sure about
according
that.
to the
I
wizard.
think you
Right.
you just place the
Right.
press the cash.
They have obvious mutants.
But he's
What?
not
Okay.
seeing
It's the
the.
fancy lettered one.
He's not
Fine,
seeing the chaos
and then-
in this ring. Why?
I need magic as well.
Well,
Invisibility.
Sigmar isn't the only god.
Different form.
Manon's real. Sigmar's the best
He,
god.
he doesn't understand that statement.
Sigmar's the best god.
Classic.
But he's got little baby gods like the Muppet babies underneath.
No, I don't have classic.
And if you think about it,
I didn't know.
a god, from what you told me, Raya is a god based in nature, would be relatively stronger
So now I have those
here. And
languages.
I feel like the further we've gotten away from the castle,
Oh yeah, there's something fucky
the
at the castle.
better we've gotten. Because even with as powerful as Sigmar is, the temple was overrun. It's just barely holding on, you know.
Yeah.
So, I think that's probably why.
Well, we can't. Here's the problem, right? Let's revisit the crypt. I have to go to Alt to get
Same.
approval for us to bust that open.
No, really.
Do you see that update I sent you,
It would
Matt?
be sacrilegious to do
Okay.
otherwise.
You keep
updated my
saying
screen,
that, but I don't.
so
Don't worry, I actually did while you were busy with the.
I can
fires.
appreciate from a non-believer's point of view, you may not understand it, but do you remember the whole possessed by a demon thing?
Well, yeah, when you put your hammer in the thing with the thing.
Right.
I did. All I did
That
was
kind of
put
stuff
onion, just
happens to
add
people
onion
that
to
tend
it.
to walk that line of.
Oh. That's probably where the cannibals came from, because like they busted in those other ones and ate some priests.
No, I think they were probably cannibals before they came in and ate the priests. I think they were that hungry they were looking for bone marrow to
But
suck
they were
on.
powerful enough to destroy
How do I
the
increase the
other
font?
priests.
It's in your settings.
You go to settings.
Configure game settings.
My
right?
thing is,
I mean, you said
Yeah.
they were possibly lower.
Configure settings,
Some of them were.
Dude.
and then there is, I believe, a
powerful.
font.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
powerful.
obviously
Yeah.
Templar Kesslinger.
Down.
You just have to
Yeah,
worry.
You don't earn the title. of
Yeah,
Templar,
font size
like,
is by default like
so,
5.
Yeah.
I just.
I think
I
this
know
is a
it's
safe
probably
haven
big
in a.
scopes.
Huh?
I think this is a safe haven in a chaos-filled area.
Well, I can't let him. I'm just saying, if it comes down to it, I just want to have this clear between you and
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
If it comes down to it, I can't let him bust that open until we have approval from the church.
Oh, you don't have to.
And
I
that
already did it. Just kidding.
Okay, don't distract.
that will be a come to blows
Right.
conversation if that comes to it.
Slash W.
And I just want you to
/W
understand
space
that I'm
GM
not trying
space.
to be a.
That you're not possessed,
I'm not
Again?
possessed. I'm not trying to.
but having to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't let him desecrate that.
Right? No.
Okay.
I saw how mad you were when I like scraped my butt across the thing and jumped through your stained glass window. I mean, I can only imagine if it was a priest like holy ground on the ground. By the way, somebody broke
Friedrich
that.
has a stroke and just hits the deck.
By the way, did you know somebody broke that stained glass window?
Pieces out of his skin still.
Hey, would you like to make another one?
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
we're
on
good.
the
I just
same
wanted
page.
to.
Yep.
All right. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Fertility God, I'm not buying it.
Well, listen, there's lots of babies here. Buy it.
Maybe we can contribute.
Maybe that's how they keep the.
You don't
the
care
monsters
what
at bay.
language I'm speaking in, right? Okay. I can
So
do
if
this.
you want to,
Yeah, I got it.
you don't have your languages yet.
Yeah, dude. Eltharin is right here. Right now, I have.
Oh,
Still
you,
no phone.
oh, I have extra ones. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
2.
So, while you guys are wandering around the village, talking with people, just getting the lay of the land, they prepare some food. Before that's done, you hear a scream coming from the medicine tent, and I need you to resolve what happens with your leg. Your total penalty was what, minus 90?
Minus 56.
56. No,
Why is it-
Yes.
your original penalty.
The
My
original
original
payment
penalty
might
was
be
minus
because of hit points and everything else.
No, he was knocked out because of the hit points.
90
My
was the leg.
original.
Oh, 90 was originally the
Yeah,
whole,
the leg.
okay.
Yeah, his leg was shattered. So she has to, at a bare minimum, break the leg so she can reset the bones directly. And depending on your stamina, your abilities, and her limited tools, she may need to amputate.
That's fine.
Okay? She checks with you to verify that you understand that potential. Okay? Or she can leave it as is, but she suspects it may not heal cleanly right now, which will leave you at least with a limp, if not serious problems moving around.
Second leg.
Peg leg.
You can let it heal naturally based on his ability to heal,
Fine.
or she can do surgery, and if it goes badly or passable, she will amputate.
It's a role-playing game and I'm curious. Let's do it.
Okay. So the way this works is she has a 60 surgery skill. There's no hero for her fate points because she's the one doing the rolling, but you're rolling on her behalf. Well, that's fine. You need to roll. If you need 101 for her to be successful, and then based on how successful that turns out, your ability to recover, you'll have less of a penalty.
Okay.
If you fail that, then she's going to have to amputate.
Okay.
You'll still
How
live.
fat am I rolling?
60.
Oh, a 60 bonus?
60 for the surgery.
Okay.
Pretty darn good.
Do this.
Could be better.
Get it.
Oh no.
1 point.
He rolled
1
a 39.
point off.
39. Okay.
So,
So, yeah, unfortunately, the surgery doesn't. The resetting of the bones don't go very well, and fairly quickly she comes to the conclusion that she's going to have to amputate. Several of her assistants hold you down while you're screaming in pain after they've just taken a sledgehammer to your leg in several spots. The bones were fusing poorly, so they end up amputating Odd your right leg.
Oh god, we
Odd
haven't
or
been
even?
saying.
Odd or even?
Odd is your right leg.
Even.
Even. They get the wrong leg. No. That's why it wasn't working.
The other
They remove your left leg. They outfit you with a peg leg. An extended peg leg, I guess. Since they had to remove most of the leg.
Oh, the knee, because he
Okay.
shattered the knee, so they had to go up thigh.
Okay.
That's
That-
a big peg leg.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I'd probably kill him.
With some, yeah. I mean, it's a fairly major surgery, and I grant yes. But at the same point, I don't want to kill off characters
I
just
think there's an actual
based off of that.
surgery test we can do.
There is. Yeah, I'm trying to gloss over it in the interest of time. Between her magic and the herbs and so forth they've collected, they're able to at least control the bleeding. You will be out until morning due to the intense pain and shock, and then it'll be at least a few days until you're healed enough to be able to do something. Okay. It effectively gives you we'll say a -2 movement rate off of your movement because of the boar leg, and I'll say a -10 off your agility.
Okay.
Okay, some of that will recover. Actually, let's go this way. -2 off your movement and a -20 agility initially. Some of that will recover as you heal over the next couple of weeks. And you regain some ability and mobility around it.
Maybe get him like a spring-loaded peg leg so he can
You-
go down on it, then he leaps far up.
Yeah.
What get nice peg leg?
Now,
Like your
they've effectively put a broomstick on for your leg.
the mop.
They absolutely you can go to a town, and there's plenty of, if you want to call it, technology in Warhammer that they can outfit you with the proper funding with all sorts of prosthetics that can bring you back to equivalent or even better than normal.
Dwarves have steam-assisted engines.
Yeah. So their concept of put a spring in and make you jump very far is entirely possible in the Warhammer world.
There's
Okay.
a dwarven hero that is one of
gotta
my
keep you
favorite
alive,
things.
baby.
He's basically a mech.
Right.
And he's a dwarven, like one of the higher class dwarven heroes. Walks around steam-assisted, all types of crap.
Now, in the
There's
process,
engineering marvels.
how many corruption points do you currently have?
5.
You now have 2.
Oh yeah, it's a chunk of your body, dude.
That's right. They cut the corruption out.
Yeah.
So
All right, priest.
Hard for the
And I knew that might make somebody think.
I'm sitting here going, how much would a pair of engineering marvel legs cost me?
He's just like he's flaying. He's like, dude, just flay the top 2 inches off my entire bag. That
I'm not a
was
flagellant.
I'm already closed.
And this is a Warhammer world. I don't have that much flesh to give away. There's
That
no fat
it
on any
it
of
also
us.
makes it easier for the corruption to get in the next
Oh
time.
yeah.
you gotta give away your hair.
Okay.
I just bit my own leg.
I don't have any hair.
You already gave that away.
So after the scream, a little bit later, she emerges from the tent, washes off, and then they share food with you.
Absolutely covered in blood, aren't they? I go check
She
on
is, yeah. You check on him. He seems stable, to your level of knowledge.
I'm about to say, I want to make a check. I want
Okay.
to roll my own health
Sure.
check to see if I can determine how bad off he is.
Accidentally choked me.
Oh, I made it. 112 or something like that.
He has a definitely a fever at this point. He looks like death. According to the nurse, if he makes it through the night, then he'll survive.
With my 130, is there any way I can determine a treatment method for him to help?
they give you all sorts of
So they've
information.
already
They've already effectively
They've already
done that.
done what I would do.
Right, and from your knowledge, it all seems up on the up and up. It's not like they're trying to poison him or anything.
All right,
That's-
I'll
that would
stay
be
by his bedside
counterproductive.
for a little while and pray for him.
Okay, so you're going to skip the dinner?
No,
Okay.
I'll do a quick prayer.
Okay.
And out the door.
Yeah, I mean, he's out of it. He's being tended to and so forth.
I'm gonna sprinkle some holy water on the wound.
The fresh stuff you just got from the river?
Yeah, stuff out of my flask. All right.
If it's carried by a priest, it's bound to be holy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how it
Part of
works.
dip falls out when you're pouring it.
You find his will.
That's all to me.
That's where it went. Okay, so you guys all gathered around for their campfire and whatever food they have?
Yeah.
Okay. They share a meal of acorns and wild carrots and other things like that. It's actually surprisingly tasty. Certainly better than the dry rations everybody's been eating for the most part for quite some time. Fairly bland and definitely not what you would consider high-end food.
A
But
ration we do not have to pay.
it is not a ration you have to pay, and it is cooked food and not just crispy chip.
Want to say I told you so.
They share with you that they've been hiding out here, like I said, for the better part of a year at this point, hiding from the town. According to them, the Countess and her family have been abducting people over time from the village, and they fear they've been sacrificed and experimented upon. They get captured and then taken back to the castle and never seen from again. With the assistance of these two elves that came to their village last summer, they've managed to survive. Well, what?
Keep going.
Okay. And are they've managed to make peace with their current situation, just praying that the powers of Raya continue to keep them hidden, because the Countess is actively seeking for them. There's patrols nearly daily in the forest that the hunters are able to evade, and at night creatures stalk the woods, taking anybody that would wander from the village. Their hope, as they had sent the one elf to find you, was that you would be willing to help them perhaps overthrow the Countess and take out the castle, so they could win back their freedom. Otherwise, they figure they're eventually going to die because they don't really have any other options.
With Sigmar's relics, we'll definitely overthrow the Countess.
Do you know of any way into the castle other than the main gate?
Yes, there's entrances into the dungeons. We just don't have the strength to take on the castle defenses ourselves. Many of our people here would be willing to take up arms against them and can assist, but without the might of you adventurers, they'd surely be slaughtered.
Well, we've seen the might of the actual soldiers. There's something off about them for sure. They smell worse than most people smell.
Yes, we fear they may not be living anymore.
Oh yeah, that would make sense because they were worse than the dwarf that used to go with us.
Yep.
He stunk.
We thought it smelled bad on the outside.
So, yeah.
Making fun of you if you're dead.
I should have said it at the moment.
So.
Nice, Star.
Thank you.
Has the Duchess or the Countess?
The elves really are very quick on that.
The Countess, is she unnaturally old, or
No.
I mean, I was just wondering if
No, she's a
because if
vampire.
The rest of them are. If you don't think that the soldiers are living anymore, do you think maybe the same goes for her, or like? But we saw her out in the daytime, so I know, and she didn't seem to have.
I mean, I guess that might explain a few things, but no, we've never given that much consideration. The Wittgendorf family has ruled these lands for generations, Most never emerge from the castle. They instead summon people to the castle.
And now that what we saw, the people that were
She looked like a spellcaster.
Does she? This priest?
No, well, I guess the priest too, but the lady that we saw in the street.
The noble one.
She could have easily been one.
I can see constantly if they're spellcaster, if they can cast spells, and then it's a test whether or not to see they're a trained spellcaster or just naturally.
Okay, yes, she was able to cast spells.
Okay.
This priest can't cast spells. She can pray,
Okay. Yeah.
which
that's
isn't
different.
quite the same thing.
She's holding this conversation just shortly off of
Yep,
the group, even though they can't understand what we're saying.
maybe.
so the
The two elves are in the corner whispering and talking to each other in a strange language.
They
I think.
don't know I'm an elf.
Yes, you do. They
I
do.
know I'm an elf.
They do because the priestess is telling them.
yeah.
Dang it.
Which explains a lot.
They're
You
not.
know?
They're not mutants.
Them? No. These are wood elves from far off Eltharon.
They don't look like they're made of wood.
Or is it Eltharon?
Yeah,
No.
Southern.
Okay.
Well,
No, that's
No,
high
they
elf.
don't.
That's Lorthan. Lorthan Forest, I think.
Yeah, Lothern Forest from the west.
Oh God, that reminded me. We were at the Newport Aquarium today. Total sidebar. We were at the Newport Aquarium today,
You saw an elf?
and we decided to go across the street to the Hofbrau house.
Yeah.
And we're eating Hofbrau house, and we're just, and this fat kid walks by with his mother, and what did he say? What did he say?
Oh, the tornado is breaking down.
Oh, yes. Oh, there's a tornado on the TV, right? And he sounded and looked just like Ralphie off of Simpsons.
Oh gosh.
And I looked up at that, and I was like, was that fucking Ralphie? And he's like, I thought the same thing. And then-
I'm learning.
oh, it was glorious moment where everybody at our table just looked at each other like, and just all of us had the exact same thought. This kid looked and sounded just like Ralphie. He was short and dumpy, he had the hair, and he just, tornado. And you
That
just,
smells like cat food. So the dungeon. You said there's entrances to the dungeons from outside the castle.
Yeah, there's a hidden entrance that we're aware of that leads into the lower levels of the castle, where the castle has access out to the river, and where they have their patrol boat. It's surely guarded in there, but the passage itself has long been forgotten.
are we really contemplating assaulting a noble house?
Yes.
Not with our current power.
And
Yeah.
undead
You won't help us?
chaos people.
No,
Just a moment. Just a
we
moment.
got to get gear first.
You don't understand what we've been through in the last 6 months. Are we really? We just cleared our name.
I
What?
want to talk to her
We did.
while they're discussing about
And if there's
Okay.
the
no
voice I
one
heard
left
in the Sigmar
alive.
temple and whether or not she recognizes it and stuff like that.
Oh
No,
that's
she
pretty good.
seems
Let me-
completely clueless about that. She's surprised about it. I mean,
I'll show her the
if-
checks too
if-
and all that
if-
stuff.
no,
So-
she
so
takes
from
you
what
at
I
your
know-
word and says it's very
I guess I
intriguing,
know
but
people
no,
believe that
Sigmar has never spoken to her.
Yes.
Are you sure it was the word of Sigmar?
It was in this
We know
temple.
there's something wrong with her.
Well,
I'm
yes,
all
but
for
the town is
wiping that.
corrupted.
Yeah, but we saw
But my
the
problem
we saw the
I understand killing
the
a noble is a
wrongdoings
problem.
of Sigmar.
It is a problem. We would have to have
at the temple.
You and I are so
amazing
south while we
proof
survived.
that they
Heard
did
everybody
something
here.
wrong. As of
Okay.
now, they are
I-
we're slaves to them.
I mean, she's slightly dubious, but she doesn't really believe in the power of Sigmar anyways.
We know that it's off.
But she's religious enough.
You
to
know,
so.
you can
Yeah.
feel it in your priestly bones.
I can feel in my priestly bones there's something wrong, and there somebody needs a hammering.
Yeah.
But and I'm willing to hammer her.
Good news is,
Whoa. Watch where
but-
you're going.
I mean,
I'm just, man, I just cleared my name.
Why don't we try to go to the dungeons, see if we can find anything down there that we can report to Altdorf,
Look,
and then go to Altdorf.
between you and me, and I'm gonna kind of lead over it.
yeah.
I also want
people
to
are followers of Sigmar.
Oh, I understand that.
So I
what
don't
would
really
be common. burial
Yeah,
practices
but
and
you-
stuff to
Well, you
extract
can't
an item in
leave
the time
all
of
this
need and put it
corruption.
back
That's
in
what
common
you know
stuff.
this
She
is-
would be
we
aware.
saw a
Even
green
though it's not
baby, man.
Sigmar, even though it's not
We
Yeah,
saw a
Sigmar.
green
she wouldn't know
baby.
anything about that. I mean, she could tell you religious processes for Raya, which would be burying people out in the fields and scattering their ashes and things like that.
It's a castle,
But she deals
there's
with
no
farmers
rules
and so forth, not nobility.
I didn't know if she had
I
any
like
other
fancy
experience,
things.
especially
I like
since there
fancy
was a
things. You get to
priest of
destroy
Sigmar
chaos.
there that
I mean,
she
it's a
happened to
win-win.
know.
She knew of the priest, but he died early in the problem.
Okay.
I mean, it's a win-win for us.
How long do you think it'll take for us to get into a position of health? I mean, we just lost a leg.
Suddenly I
On
lost,
our
when you went back to the big
Michael,
map,
you're
I
right.
lost my language.
And it might be worth it that he looks
Yeah, I no longer
not
have
quite threatening,
Eltharn.
but still is quite deadly.
Yeah, I only have Reich Spiel as well.
Yeah,
That's because we're
I
selecting as the
if
party.
he not
Ah.
necessarily
Ah,
up and take
okay.
somebody,
Okay, let me
but he
add
could
your
definitely-
characters just so you guys can keep
I'm
chatting.
so chank, and then you know what I mean.
See, and I'm glad you're here for these kinds of
This
conversations because I would never consider
is-
anything of the sort.
Yeah.
You can tell I am a more direct individual.
Yeah. Well, and your direction comes from there. Mine comes from, and I shake my money pouch.
I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
Okay.
As I have
Fancy
a
rings.
very light money pouch
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. By the way,
There you go.
we are now 3 weeks in.
Well, I
Not
just gave
that
you
collector's
the share of my gold from.
Oh, did you have a share?
I just gave it to you as the fund. Give it
Oh yeah,
the fund.
that's the fun. That's not
Yeah.
what you borrowed from me.
Anything I contribute to the group fund should be going to you.
Oh no,
first.
that's the group funds. You have the stuff that came out of my own personal funds
Fucking hate loan
for your
sharks.
for your fancy.
I'm sure if we went to that crypt, we could solve all of our problems right there.
All of our monetary problems.
Is it
The
one
power to take down the thing. We can even return the stuff afterwards. I'm perfectly fine with that. Just need to take care of what we were requested by Sigmar to do.
I'm all for it. If we go to Altdorf first.
Let's go.
How are we going to get
How
there?
we can't get to Altdorf.
Okay.
So
Well, there is a patrol boat.
We can steal it.
That's what she just said. There's a patrol boat.
we have to help these people, though, right?
Right. Well, we have to help these people. Also, if we steal the patrol boat,
Help them on the boat.
I'm pretty sure somewhere along the way, word's gonna get to Altdorf before we get there that we stole the patrol boat from some some noble blood.
Or we could
So-
help these people out, and then afterwards use the
And,
patrol boat.
and military patrol boats don't have right of salvage.
Oh. Strip it, make a raft. Let's
No,
go.
no. It's not a commoner barge.
Yeah.
It is a military vessel, and by default, it's owned by the crown.
So we take that. We come across
gotta
the
be
first
privateers.
barge.
There are.
Yeah.
That's not a right of salvage, though. That's I have a right of a gun, and you can't take it back.
Okay.
Now, you're welcome to try that.
Turn ourselves into privateers on the road.
Great idea.
I mean, and the thing is if
I think it'd be cool.
something even like something bad happened in the whole castle. Castle's right on the edge of the water. Like, how accidentally would castle fall right into the river? I mean,
The whole
then
castle
there's
down into the river.
I mean,
Do you have a small tactical nuke I'm unaware of?
He still has that original grenade he peed on.
that's right. And you know what?
It's a thermal detonator we didn't know.
There's
that
one
piece
support
just been
platform at the
soaking
bottom
in.
of the castle. It
A lot
collapses
of
the
ammonia
whole
just getting in
falls.
there.
So it's a
Left
gas
the way
bomb.
down.
Ew. Ew.
But I do
Okay.
feel like we
Hopefully you get
cannot
just-
walk away from this situation. So if we wait a day or two,
Yeah,
get,
I love how this character started out as a complete fucking grifter of the faith
yep,
and has
Now you-
now become a complete
Go.
absolute zealot.
yes, it's wonderful.
Well, you're not a zealot yet. Wait till you
Yeah.
become a witch hunter. Then you'll be a zealot.
I will once I hit level 4.
That's the first level of the flagellate. You can just switch over and start beating yourself. There's a frenzy.
I'd beat myself. Never mind.
You better not. Sigmar's watching.
Right.
Always watching, Wazowski.
I'm reading a book where that happens.
Okay.
Too much.
Well, that's terrible.
This one right here.
So,
He keeps reading.
Assigned by the school.
He doesn't.
I'm reading of mice.
It's,
I'm reading of mice.
he
and
showed
men.
me some.
That's
passages
awesome.
That's a
about
good book. That
Yeah.
one talks about some
And it's
stuff.
They assigned
And-
that book, or they assigned you a reading assignment. Pick the book you want.
That
No, they assigned me that book.
Okay.
It's got some pretty rough.
Here, let me just show you.
I-
This.
I
It's
don't
alright,
need
we'll
to
do
worry
it.
about
No,
it.
Carter, we'll do it another time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish the book
So,
first.
Yeah.
That's it.
Electric key.
Alright, okay, so the goal then is to go into the church, or into the castle, expunge it of its occupants, and...
Yes, we have to overthrow the countess.
Man, are we really
Secret
going to
says
take
that-
on a royal family, a generational
Yeah,
royal
from what
family
you guys know,
on the behest
that's
of a
that's
bunch of
been
tree
their
hunters?
their
Well, in all
fundamental
reality, we
plan
know
for at
that
least the
this
last several
is where
months.
chaos is
They
invented.
realize they
Chaos
can't survive
forward.
out here, and they don't have the resources to go
Wicked
anywhere else.
Had chaos
If they go to another
tendencies,
town
and
as
an
peasants and
astrologist
serfs,
who liked to pull down that
they'd be
evil too.
enslaved or sent back. So the only option they have is active rebellion, and they don't have the military might to do so, which is why they sent
Yes, we are.
this one
Okay, if
to
we
go
see
recruit
her,
these adventurers
you fire
and maybe help.
everything at her.
I have a lot to fire.
She's a
You have
strong
enough
I
cat.
can
ammo
try
and
to trade
gunpowder and
some
all
of
that?
these
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
She's a
Yep.
strong
You
cat.
sold a bunch of your guns, though. How many do you have?
No. No, I sold
I can
one
try
of my guns. I
trade
had
some of
two of my
these.
guns. I have 6
weapons.
guns left.
Okay.
She's a strong cat.
Out of
Hey,
game.
go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
How do we do this without
I
incriminating
could attempt to
ourselves,
train some of
considering
these
the
people.
noble isn't really breaking
We
any
don't.
rules? Because I wouldn't think a noble taking
The-
serfdoms.
You find proof.
Or we
The,
have no
the theory
survivors.
of the villagers is that they are experimenting or sacrificing villagers. That in itself isn't illegal. That's just what nobility does.
Yeah.
If they are doing it to chaos powers or necromancy, that's highly illegal.
Yeah.
At which point, then your guys are completely justified taking them out. The question is that accurate or not? Because if you break in and it finds out, yeah, these people are just having a lunch party,
Then we just leave.
then you're back on the bad list.
If we break in and they know.
Yeah, why don't we just break into the dungeons and figure out
Do
what's
you
happening?
have... I'm talking to the villager lady.
Mhm.
Do you have the ability to send messages?
To the village, sure.
No, I mean beyond.
No.
No? There's no way to...
We sent
Send a raven?
No, we sent a messenger a couple of times the first few months we moved out here. They never returned.
Is the map
The elves are the ones that have come the furthest.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
the
That...
from the map, the big map,
hmm
where we're at in the forest, is that accurate? We're closer to like Flinesburg and those towns.
No, you guys are where the boat is in Orange.
Oh, okay.
I put them there because they were talking in Elvish.
Oh, gotcha. No problem. I just was like, well, if we're that far out,
You guys are literally only seeing the gibberish.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. Scorpion, snort, Northern
Apparently you're Swedish.
He's a chef too. Okay, so
So what are we
nothing.
doing?
Nothing is relatively close.
So here's
No,
my
that's
ask.
that's the problem. Is they're completely cut off from any side of help, which is why they're asking for your help.
But honestly, you elves don't care.
So here's my question for you guys. You guys seem to have a lot of knowledge about self-incrimination and incriminating yourselves. What have you guys done to get to this point?
Only the righteous things, and then we get
Well, what are the
Can't
righteous things? I need to know this. We'll be working as a group.
destroying chaos everywhere.
And how did that incriminate you? That's a good thing.
Well, you would think so until they're like, "Hey, this guy last we knew was just a."
We know so
What's
much
up?
about incrimination because we've been hunting people who are incriminated.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Then why are you concerned about causing a crime then?
Well, because if we
Wait,
don't
what?
have
Where
one,
did we say? So,
then it looks bad on us.
Otako,
El Tecca?
Atelka, whatever her name was.
El Taco. That's your new name. The Taco.
No, it's El Tecca.
She was
It's,
the pawn, right? The main force of the Whispering. Wait, what's the Whispering?
Wrong,
Wrong
not
campaign.
Whispering Rank, wrong.
Look,
Wait, was it?
It was the black hand.
The black hand was
Close.
focused
Purple hand.
in purple
It's the
hand.
purple hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
the purple hand was focused in whipped
Scroll
and
through all the
gore.
campaigns.
That's where the head
rainbow hand.
people were.
You're having a conversation for the last half hour, and you haven't said a word.
It's not there.
He's like,
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Well, that's fine. I'm just pointing it out.
Good role
So-
play.
Priest forgets that William has no
Priest
leg.
walks up and leaves the table.
Now I understand why.
he's
Okay.
just whispering in his ear. Will you say something?
Are you dead yet?
Hey,
You
Andy,
better come back to the light.
Andy, we did
I'm holding my hammer
find out
over.
that the purple hand is main base of operation.
Why are you oblivious
is
to the whole
Whipped and Gore,
conversation? What are you, unconscious?
right?
No. No, the
Annoyed me.
purple hand.
I
It wasn't the
fucking
basis
pay
of
attention,
that.
but he's doing it on
This
purpose,
was
so.
a gross
I-
dead area or something. I don't know how he came here.
How
Andy,
If his character was actually here, I
Oh,
would have
no,
said
it's
something.
where the-
But otherwise, if he's unconscious, I don't blame him.
Erdem.
Oh, yeah.
You're the reason we're here is because the books you found and the letters you found said this is where like the base of the purple hand is, or this was
it
like,
was basically that the castle is run by a big wizard
yeah.
that was hoarding a huge amount of warpstone in his basement.
That's what it is. Warpstone base, basement warpstone. It is a
Right.
Wouldn't that be
Dude.
the dungeon?
Just by going near that stuff corrupts you.
That's why we need the holy weapons from these crypts.
we need to
Yeah,
destruct
and
them.
if it's in this basement, wouldn't that be in the dungeons where we can get to without going through the main gate?
forever.
So why don't we get the holy weapons and go through that secret entrance?
allow it to happen. You gotta understand.
Then we go to the Altdorf, get permission to say yes, spend a week to come back down here to open the crypt we could have done originally.
I can get.
If you can get us to Altdorf, I'm all for it.
Well, looks like
Looks like we're at an impasse. We gotta break a law to save the laws. The ends justify the means. That's what the witch hunters always say.
I mean,
I'm working with them,
I mean,
so
I
might
guess
as
we
well.
could walk all the way up to Kemperbad.
Maybe it's on the southwestern side of the river.
See, this is what's happened to this fucking character from day one. Is he keeps getting corrupted through shit outside of his control.
Yeah.
It's so
Welcome to Warhammer.
Yeah.
Pissing him off. He's got my bag. If you need to go somewhere else, he'll make
If we
the
need to
trip.
go somewhere else, so be it. We'll get permission from the church and waste more weeks as the corruption spreads and grows. That is what you wish.
This is the Empire, man. Everything's fucking.
Isaac
My whole
needs
job
to-
as GM is to give you lots of paths, all of which screw you in different ways.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Isaac needs to.
Yeah, that's a fair
I
point.
mean, maybe if we go to Aldorf, we can pick him up a
Engineering
a
marvel.
kicker.
Yeah, a kicker.
knee knife, whatever.
It is slash W,
What?
right?
Your
yeah, I think.
ally in the tent.
I
believe he needs your attention.
Or the name of them.
All right, I'll go check on the.
I go with you.
Okay.
I will also go with them.
Okay. The
At
three
this
of you
point,
head
I'm
over
gonna
there.
Get rid of my disguise.
Hey, George.
Yes, since Sigrid just shared your secret. Yeah.
Wait, both of you are coming with me?
Yep.
And they're both elves.
They both escort you to the healer's tent.
Oh, I'm gonna
A
pull
respectful,
my hammer out.
a respectful distance to the
Okay.
side. With
Yeah,
my-
they don't
with my
seem
hands in
aggressive or
front of me.
concerned,
I don't
but
care.
It's just,
Hammer over the shoulder.
okay. So
You
I go check on him.
yeah, you guys go over there. There's a couple of nurses still in the tent. He's sleeping and unconscious, pretty much how you left him.
All right. Are you going to? Did you guys burn the end of his leg to prevent infection?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So,
Yeah.
good.
There's a iron cauldron over in the side
Priest.
that's smoking. You can smell roasted meat.
Oh, it's
Okay, so you're unconscious. You're
So this
over with
heated
him.
cauldron.
We need to
You're
talk.
over with him.
Priest,
God, this is a
Oh, dang it! I can't whisper him in that language. Hold on a second.
Nope.
we need to talk.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So he already said it. And that's fine. It won't let me error. No target.
He's not on the board, is why.
What?
So if you want
Yeah,
to have something,
Why are you two here?
Why are we here?
The chaos. It's destroying the force. It grows.
Aren't you people like? Don't you hate humans?
Absolutely. This has nothing to do with you.
Hey, we brought you
I like
here
your bluntness.
because we see you as the most knowledgeable on this subject. Take it as a compliment.
Here's the problem.
You are not dumb. Take
Of all,
this cop.
of all the stupid ones, you are the smartest.
Yeah.
GM gets it. The GM gets it.
I didn't need him to. I understood the insult.
Here's the issue. I pulled him away from out of the tent,
Okay.
off to where we have privacy, true privacy.
Okay, none of the nurses around. Okay,
Correct.
that's fine. I mean, they're not really paying attention. They go about their business and wander off.
Look, boys, I'm flattered, but it's not my gig.
That would beat you.
I haven't even told you about what we're talking about.
Perhaps he's not the right. I say in Elvish. Perhaps he's not the right one to talk to.
Perhaps the wizard would be more knowledgeable. Though he might have senses of corruption in him, he might be the best option. This priest seems like he does not
What
have
you
a care
told
for
me
this
is that
issue.
he's insane. Why would I?
Well,
If
honestly,
this is gonna take-
They're doing a side conversation in Elvish
it's
now.
an Elvish. No one understands what we're saying.
So the priest wanders back to the party.
I wander back to the wounded guy.
Okay, he
I'm
seems.
shaking my. I look at the priest and shake my head, and he'll probably catch the one word, Sigmar, in my conversation,
Sure.
but he does. That's probably it.
Me and you both know humans are idiots. At least the wizard studies something other than fake religions.
And I'm looking at you with absolute disgust when I say it. But that's all right.
I'm still gonna get demonetized.
I'm just waiting until one of them secretly learns Elvish and we start talking.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What'd you say?" And it's like,
Oh,
Whoa, wait.
it's a joke.
"You're not supposed to know
He
that."
curses back at you in Elvish.
Now I know my next talent.
All others are learning just swearing in different languages.
The better part is in a few games when one of them reveals they've always known Elvish.
I've always been an elf.
I am a rather tall human.
So, anyways, you check on William's character. He's fine. He's resting peacefully at this point.
All right, I walk back over to the elves. What the hell do you want? You're wasting my time. And you can keep talking in your gibberish language. I don't care.
We were hoping that you would have at least some understanding of the threat that's faced here beyond the family in the house.
I understand that the warpstones cache that they have is cancer for
All?
yeah, effectively everything.
How do you cleanse warpstone?
No idea. I've only ever seen it once.
And what happened?
It was corrupting.
Did it affect you?
I'm not sure.
I'm not concerned with that.
Maybe we should have.
Well, hold on just a second.
You don't know it was Warpstone regardless.
I understand that.
Okay.
Has he never seen Warpstone?
He can say
No.
whatever he wants.
Warpstone is even more rare than Skaven.
I'm assuming that the meteor thing that was up
Right.
north that we fucked around with was warpstone, and
Right.
I'm just kind of
I mean,
winging it.
that's the Warhammer world explanation. Is Warpstone is meteor rock.
Gotcha.
It's radioactive type stuff. But from a system world type thing, you got none of you have ever seen an elf. None of you have ever seen a Skaven. None of you have ever seen Warpstone. You've heard of it, and supposedly some of you ran into some of those things. But this is the first true elf that you guys have ever seen.
So,
Do you know how to cleanse warpstone if it's possible?
That's why we asked you.
we have elders that will understand that better. I am but a scout.
Okay, just so you two understand, human beings and warpstone are oil and water. They don't go together at all. Like, we can't even get near the shit.
That's the one thing we have in common.
So, what's your plan for if we find the warpstone in the basement?
We were unaware of warpstone in the basement.
So Sigrid is still there talking to everybody.
Yeah.
The dinner is starting to wind down. People are starting to drift off. The elves have already left. Your priest has wandered off. She turns to you and says, "So, are you and your group willing to help us?"
We are.
They're not the greatest looking.
No, they're not.
But we need to do this delicately because of the way.
I'll check.
You wish to do a delicate rebellion?
No.
The only surefire way is to kill the Countess.
I understand
We're
that.
talking
If
like
there is a
1700s France.
if there is a
Yeah.
but storming the gate
France,
with
France
the-
nowadays.
with
Stor-
no offense, the
Storming the gate is certainly suicide.
correct.
We were thinking more of you can open the gate from the inside.
Correct. And if you guys, my plan is that you guys could possibly create a distraction in town, say hit and run rebel type stuff, to draw out the guards to give us the ability to
We-
enter the
We
castle.
sure. Well, I'm open for that plan. I don't know how many guards we may draw away though.
Right.
Um,
And then our ability that will increase our ability to open the gates and allow.
yes, but it's a long journey from it's not a fast journey from
I didn't
the
mean to
village
snap.
to
I
the
was trying not
castle.
to
It's maybe
talk over
15 or 20 minutes. So if they're in the village causing a distraction,
Yeah.
they're going to pull guards out, but then you opening the gate seems irrelevant.
So if they would hide in the village until we
They-
open the gate.
They could cause a distraction, pull guards away from the castle, yes, but then they won't be able to help out with the castle. Or they could hide in the forest near the castle, and when you open the gates, then they could storm the castle
yeah.
and help there.
I didn't realize. I kind of felt like it was woods.
It's not.
and the town,
Yeah, it's not
and
right
then the
next to it.
castle.
No.
So-
It's up on the mountainside.
Gotcha. But
on the
they're-
cliffs.
It's closer for them to be in the woods alongside the castle.
Sure.
than in the okay. Yeah.
They're flexible. They are not military people at all. She will direct her people to go wherever if you are willing to help them and assist them.
Yeah.
They don't have the military strength or skills to be able to sneak into the castle. The couple of people that have already tried have been captured. They don't have the ability to storm the castle because they don't have the
You know
numbers.
everything, but I'm saying all this out loud to you. I was from the
Doors,
person
but if the
who
gates
knows.
open,
If the gates are open, we have numbers and we can try to take the castle at that point. But it's you and your group that we're mainly counting on.
yeah.
Now, regardless of your decision, we welcome you to our village. You are free to share of our supplies and stay here as long as you wish. I strongly suggest if you wish to leave, you're welcome to, but don't travel at night. And I ask that you don't draw the patrol's attention to this location.
yeah.
Speak to the elves if you wish to understand the dangers of the night. They've experienced them once or twice already. Otherwise, you're free to stay here as long as you wish.
Dangers of the night.
Yeah, you feel the elf breathing on your
Yeah.
neck.
This dude's a weirdo. Don't shoot him in the face. He just can't leave me alone.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
anyways, the camp starts to break up, head off to their tents or whatever. She leaves you to discuss amongst your group, however you wish, and await your decision.
Random, so.
I rolled my 8. I'm 110.
Jesus Christ.
Huh? How old are you?
94.
Oh,
And I rolled well above average.
You are so old.
Aw, dang it.
He's just a kid.
You crusty dude.
I rolled an average. To get 110, it's not even possible. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You rolled
he-
an 8 on 10d10s, an average of an 8.
Okay.
Ew, God.
So,
6
Pretty
points.
sure I didn't even roll 10.
So I'll wait
I
for
just
the
did one-
priest to
one
come
hundred.
back because it's gonna. It will. So,
Alright.
But yes, we are willing to do it.
Well,
because
we
we
got
need,
risk being
our
alone.
goal is to clear the corruption from this area anyway,
okay.
and you guys obviously need
Both of us
help
are
doing
fairly
that.
old.
Um,
Yeah.
We did manage to kill most of the. I don't know. We killed a ton of cannibals.
Those are the unfortunate survivors of the village.
What can you tell me about the guy selling medicine in town? Is he a legit member of the town, or is he just?
He seems to be trying his best to aid and assist. Unfortunately, his medicine is more of a placebo in that it calms the pain,
Gotcha,
but doesn't actually help anything.
Gotcha. So when people get out here, away from the town itself and away from the castle, they get better. It looks like your people are not just fed better,
Over many months,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
they recover.
All right. Yeah, I will discuss with my group, but it's a resounding yes because we'll need to rout out this evil.
Okay. We will give you time to prepare and make your plans. Let us know what aid you might need. I suspect your companion may be down for at least a few days,
Okay.
but you're welcome to stay in the village as long as necessary. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
So, with that, assuming you guys are going to spend at least a few days for him to get conscious,
Oh, yeah.
if he doesn't die in the morning due to infection, this is an opportunity for anybody who wants to retrain to a viable career path or something like that that might apply in this area. Obviously, I have to have some justification. You can't become a...
I can't go to level
You
2
can't-
bounty hunter.
You probably can't go to level 2 bounty hunter. Actually, that doesn't require anything special. If you want to level up, you just level up, as long as you have the trappings.
Well, this not level 2. I am level 2.
Oh, level
Not
3, you need a
level
town.
3. Right. Yeah,
Right.
I was gonna say, I
But if
thought-
you wanted to become, I don't know, a nobleman or a merchant, this is not the place to do that.
Oh. Okay.
If you want to become an outlaw, that's a great place.
Right. Or a
Or an apprentice
hunter
priest.
yeah.
Or a hunter or something like that. Some things, depending on careers, may very well apply here. You have time to do that if desired. Otherwise, you guys can rest, recover, and so forth. Assuming you guys are going to stay here at least long enough for him to get back to stable condition, or roll up another character, then that's fine.
So when the priest comes back, I'll say, "Are we gonna stick around? What are we doing there, big guy?"
He's studying his book.
There's no way to get back to civilization. So we have the only path forward is to
Find the proof we need.
find the proof we need, which
And
is what I was typing to you, Matt. By the way, we need to find the proof because the politics of the situation, no matter how righteous we are,
could destroy us as well.
which we've seen in the past,
Yeah.
right? We have found corrupted nobles and dealt with them, and it came at great personal cost to us, and we lost friends along the way as a result. So I'm not opposed to the idea of going in and taking heads. In fact, I want to do it.
But if we
But
can
how do we deal with the warpstone? How do
Wizard.
How do we deal with the corrupting influence of the warpstone?
More powerful spells will be items in the crypt. I'm not allowed to get these spells at the college to deal with the warpstone. That's only the head wizard gets that spells.
So how do we get the warpstone to the college?
It's in a huge lead box. Towing it across country would be the safest, and even that's not safe.
So there's no way to really do it.
No way really to do it.
can we seal this? Like, could we drop this entire castle on it and it would stop affecting everything?
No.
Oh, if it's a lead castle.
I guess the whole castle's made out of lead.
First,
and
we
lead
plate
is
the
not
bag-
great.
Alchemy. One.
First, we plate the
Stone
castle
lead.
in lead.
Right.
Assuming the lead does not break on the castle, then yes.
Okay. Give me a endurance roll.
Okay.
You can use hero points here if you wish.
I don't have any.
I understand that. Let me know what you get.
Oh, luck. Way too lucky.
Since I've been checking on him, is there a way I can assist in this regard?
No, it won't matter. I rolled an 11.
You're dead.
Okay. What's your total?
My result is 67.
67? Okay. So by morning, he's still heavily fevered. He's thrashing about in apparent nightmares and so forth. The nurses are still tending to him, but they don't think it looks good at this point.
I'm dead.
It appears they believe the fever has set in on the wounds and is infecting him. They may need to take more. potentially removing the entire leg, but they're going to give it at least a few hours to see if things improve.
Okay. Your purging fire of healing, would it be beneficial to him at this point?
It removes all infections.
Do it.
Okay.
Sounds like Darth Sidious.
Does that seem like a thing that would be possible? Because it doesn't say it have to be from an active wound. It just says it heals all infections on the person.
He effectively has an active wound. His thigh, where it's been amputated, is purple and inflamed, with strange fluids oozing from it, where the wood has been implanted or stabbed in.
Oh God! They took chaos corrupted wood and shoved it into his leg.
No, they took a broomstick.
Oh, so older piece of wood.
It didn't
Corrupted broom.
Yeah, they found this mop over by the temple.
It's right next to a bonfire.
Let me read specifically what it says.
He kicks people with a mop attack.
You live on.
Dips power. But none flows through him.
You eventually wake up and your leg is talking to you.
I mean,
You have a sudden
is
urge
control.
to swim.
Carter, you can control his leg for the whole rest of the
You,
game.
you have a desire to fish.
no, it's like turns into a fishy pole.
I just wanted to do that to see what it does.
Did you force us all to do a roll?
No, it rolled in the public.
Okay.
thing.
If you want to do that is a career option. That's certainly open.
Okay.
Did you see my other prior to that? I know when there's other things going on.
Yes. The previous question was the answer is yes.
Okay.
Matt, are we good? Because I addressed your concerns with that conversation.
You did? Just so, yeah, that's something great.
If you have any more, send them my way. We can continue that conversation.
But did you
Okay.
see what else I said?
So
You did not?
Oh no,
you guys going to stay here then until he's dead or recovered? Is that the basic plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that gives us a chance to heal fully from where we're
So
at.
it says will not become infected. So once it's infected, I don't think I can.
Okay. Okay.
And my poultice doesn't. If I have a poultice, it doesn't do anything for that though. Because
They've already applied
They've already
poultices.
done that.
That's
Yeah,
part of the problem.
They put cow poop in.
Yeah.
We all urinated on him.
Yep.
So it's-
Yep. They have fresh urination and poop and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a jellyfish thing. You're okay. That's not a real thing, guys. Just so you know, you're inside with jellyfish. Don't let people pee on you. It doesn't neutralize their poison.
But it's fun for everybody that's doing it.
Not personal experience. But,
You didn't live anywhere that had jelly.
Okay, give me a second endurance roll.
come on, man.
Okay.
I'm supposed to say our progress. I can't.
I put a pistol to his head and I say, "Survive."
Survive, man.
It's my healing skill.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
What'd you
I
roll?
rolled a 2.
A 2?
Oh,
And then I rolled
Yeah,
a
it's-
54.
it is not meant to be.
Yeah, he goes another 4 hours.
I got a 0.
Yeah, and it ends up expiring. They're not able to save him.
I got a.
Oh man.
I just spent 20 minutes building a character with
That-
an amputated leg.
That's good.
I wonder.
Got another one bites
So that
the
fight
dust.
cost us 4 guys. Wow.
I tried to give you as many options as I could there,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah,
I will take his body.
I will have to claim that as a sacrifice. Yes.
And I will start the process for cleansing and distributing his wealth and. So yeah, let me.
You can make of this what you will.
And I will.
Okay. Well, by the time you get there, they inform you that he has died. He's already been wrapped up and.
Oh, they already started
Yeah.
the process?
Make of what I had with what you will. You still have to do my quest.
Forward W. Don't say anything.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
none.
So /W
Uh-huh.
and then GM.
Yep.
Okay.
Space GM. Space. What you want to say?
Okay.
Slash W. Slash
Just
W.
slash it, not forward.
Slash W.
This one.
Will they still have to do my quest?
This one.
Yes.
Why would they have to do your quest?
The party I was traveling.
No.
The one slanting from top
They-
right to bottom.
There's only one person that knows.
Top right.
That's-
Why would they have to do
Right.
your personal quest? That's entirely up to their motivations. Now, it may or may not have a bearing on the story in the future.
That's
That's entirely up to them.
The bad guys. And what does
So,
the bad guys do?
When
The bad thing.
when no one's looking, I'll wait until like his body's been all prepped. I'm gonna remove 4 of his fingers and put him in a bag.
That'll be obvious on as far as the body's been mutilated. It'll be bleeding.
Well, I'll wait.
They're not draining. They're not draining the blood.
It'll ooze.
Yes, I mean it's not
Does
like
anybody have
blood
a
spurting out, but
character
it'll. I mean you're wrapped up in white linen. You cut off fingers. There's going to be a notable red mark.
They have white linen.
Do you have
Can I burn him?
Yeah, they have a priest.
Sean, do you happen to
They're, and they have all these people from the town that don't have anything to do other than laundry.
Are pointing
So,
in.
I
And
will.
Eltharin.
Yeah,
do you mind
I
if you
will-
print me on a character sheet?
I
Or a blank
will.
character sheet?
there should be one on the printer in my office.
I'll ask
Thank you.
the healers and
Uh-huh.
the priest.
Uh-huh.
That part of my family background is that I collect the fingers of those that I've cared about that have been deceased.
you think
And I've grown really close to Isaac in the past few months, and I would like to continue that honoring with my
Give me a diplomacy roll.
think careful.
Charm roll.
charm roll.
Yes.
Okay.
They seem dubious about this story.
I don't have a gun. I just have family friends. We just cut people's fingers off. Oh, we haven't done anything yet today. Sorry.
What are you talking about? We've done lots of things
I
today.
know.
I've been like filling this whole chat with lots of wonderful chat.
There we go. Okay.
There was
And you
not.
said charm.
What's that?
There wasn't.
On the printer over here? Inside the office to the right, there's a laser printer.
Oh. Okay.
Laser printer?
I just meant like in character. I pointed aside and asked you that
Very.
question.
Is it still working?
I have
Oh,
a
yeah, it
laser
works great.
printer that Sean sold me for like next to nothing. Jesus.
And it still works great. Laser printers last forever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
134.
1998.
Okay.
That's when he sold it to
They're
me.
dubious,
He was
but
like 8 years old.
they're peasants. They don't really know much better, so they
I wish
give you a
we could
finger.
get away from
I only need
inkjets
4.
and go back to lasers.
Why do you need 4?
Well, because
Inkjets are
that's my
stupid.
family. I'm the fourth son in my generation. So
So all your friends that you know, you collect 4 fingers from?
no, just the ones I'm close to, and I was really close with Isaac. If my priest friend dies, I've helped him from eating garbage to the point he is now, and I would collect 4 of his fingers as well.
You should take that.
Okay.
Now, is it 4 fingers or 4 fingers?
And-
Like
Any 4.
Or
not
is it
thumbs.
the 4 fingers?
No. Yes, 4 fingers for my 4 fathers. Yes.
You had 4 fathers?
Yeah, it was a really wild night. So, 4 fathers. So yeah, just 4 fingers. That's what I need. Doesn't matter.
Bukake!
I like it, but I feel like Sean was gonna let you do it no matter what because you're channeling a little Sean with that.
Yeah.
We have Dust of Dad.
That's right.
So I can put 4.
His dad doesn't remember that. I bet
Oh.
he's forced that out of his memory.
You don't remember
3
that?
pieces
No.
of fruit from the
Oh.
little tree. We were in like an Underdark setting. It was all in Rick's house.
Yeah, Rick's campaign, my archer that couldn't get killed and wiped out anything that we came across,
Yeah.
and had this necromantic twist that
That was
everything we killed, I would take a trophy from. Until you got yourself killed because you ate a bit too many of the forbidden fruit. You got incinerated, so I collected you in a pouch and carried around a Dust of Thad, and then everywhere I went, I would sprinkle a little bit of you on whatever we ran into.
That whole like time at Rick's, I was operating on either no sleep or ambient induced sleep for like a year, and
Yeah.
so there's like a whole goddamn year of my life I barely
Come
remember.
on, we got an hour left. Let's go.
yeah.
Let's try to get some stuff done.
Yep, your torches run out.
Yeah, no.
I remember that now.
It seems like
Okay.
I printed out 2 blank sheets.
Come on.
That's
Should be
fine.
something
Don't
in
take
it.
blank sheets and just write
Stop.
down the
Just start,
start
yeah,
making notes. It's fine.
should be there,
I'll
but
print it out at the house tomorrow.
So we'll have a nice little. Can we bury him here in the in this area, or are we gonna
Yeah.
torch him? Or is that
Well, we can't.
No,
really-
she buries them.
yeah, because we can't be like.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
want to burn them.
Yeah.
They'll draw too much
Well,
attention.
and her way is to bury them, return them to the earth to raise the crops.
Okay. -4 then.
They're okay with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's dirty.
I mean, it's already
Dirty.
minus one leg.
Got bills to pay.
So close.
So, like I said, go ahead and write up.
18.
Go ahead and determine at least what your class and race is, your profession and your race, and then from that you can at least interact. Because given the time, I don't think we're going to get to the point of actual combat, so the rest is kind of irrelevant. But at least then you're introduced to the group and can go on. Now, in the intermediate time, does anybody want to retrain, learn new classes, etc.?
I don't have the XP for it.
Okay, if anybody qualifies. Okay.
Yeah, I would also.
Okay. So other than that, with the death of the rogue, you don't have many ties necessarily. So do you guys have a plan or course of action that you wish to do? Or do you want to stay in the village until such plan pops up?
For your race?
No, I rolled a human.
Oh, I said, what did you roll for your race? And it said a nun.
A nun!
What?
He's
So-
part of the nun race.
So priest.
Voidling.
So
Just doesn't.
you guys can compare plans, notes, share secrets, however you
Yeah, we
wish.
really could have used his skill set.
Well, you're not planning on
Wasn't he a
going to the
Yes.
crypt.
No.
Okay. In that case,
One that could.
we need
Pretty
as
much
much
just
information
control your
from
creature
the priestess about the underbelly of getting into the dungeons.
I agree.
I do wonder about that tunnel.
I've
Where that
been meaning
leads.
to ask
it
her.
being such a
I'm not making one.
I'll ask her. Did you guys happen to go into the crypt next to the Temple of Sigmar?
The
at all?
crypt? No, absolutely not.
Okay. There seems
We,
to be. a
we
tunnel.
wouldn't disturb that holy place.
Well, there was the disturbance was done. There is plenty of destroyed areas of the crypt, and it looked like there was an odd tunnel dug towards the river.
Okay.
Do you know anything in this area that would dig that time? You guys talk about the odd creatures and whatnot. Is there anything you guys?
No, we're not familiar with that. But from what the elves have reported and our other spy in town have reported, the cannibals have gone mostly feral, and it wouldn't be that unreasonable to see them digging and so forth in that area. They certainly would have corrupted the grave sites and eaten the bodies
75.
with the existing stuff. A bod?
That's like a,
BAWD.
that's like
I
a
think
tour.
it's a bard.
No, it's
No,
a
it's
bod.
not.
It's
It's
a-
Dog.
It's a
Drunk
tour
and
guide.
liquor.
Yes.
It's a tour guide for outlaws.
Smugglers.
Or a
route-
guard.
Travelers.
A what?
Right.
Not bad.
Pick what is going to be somewhat useful to the group, ideally.
A nun.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you
it,
rolled a nun, a bod, or a guard.
What kind of business?
Yeah, guards
None
are
of your
badass.
business.
Yeah.
a guard isn't too bad. A bod could work given a villager system. A nun, i.e., one of the nurses that's decided to help out the group, isn't a bad idea either. I mean, keep in mind these are gender neutral, so you can be a male acolyte with the nun. You're not necessarily a female character if that's a concern.
Be a brother.
Yeah,
Is what you would be, not a nun.
right.
Just don't want to be a killer.
Every teacher.
And
You're
you
not
were
necessarily a
working-
healer.
Maybe you were a surviving Sigmarite nun that came with us. It would
Yeah.
be a good plot hook to come in with us.
However you want to work it, because you start out in this village, you're one of the 50 villagers, just like these two.
Jesus, don't do. Okay, it's awesome if you were to choose none and be that Sigmarite thing, but I'm going to say as Matt, please don't do that because they're going to use you as the excuse to get into the tomb. They being the wizard. You say, yes, I give you permission. He's going to say, the residing priest gave me permission.
Just don't choose.
I could be a drug dealer.
Just don't choose.
That works.
From my perspective, if a residing priest, which I outrank her,
But she is from this. If he played,
I understand. I'm
Right.
saying
As the acolyte of the church, it would have been logical that he would have inherited ownership of the church
right,
and had justification over it.
right.
At which,
so,
I mean, if that's what you want to play, I don't really care. it seems like a loophole as far as I make a new character so to give you permission necessarily. Now, and the part that I think Thad is well aware of, he does this. He's breaking his own religious tenets, regardless of justification.
I legitimately found the Holy Relic on my own and was still like, I need to return this to the church immediately. And we did, and they're like, no, that can't be the right relic. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm keeping it then. That's how I got it. Because you weren't part of the campaign at that point.
Well, that's because you showed up with a relic, and they said, well, why would you ever be able to find a relic? It can't be real.
Yeah. And then like a week later, I'm wandering across the Empire for being a fucking demon.
Well, you did flee questioning.
Yeah.
You did have a chaotic and flamed hammer.
So, anyways, the tunnels, according to them, I mean, they don't know specifically, but they suspect that the cannibals may have been doing that. They would have certainly been occupying the graveyards and so forth. And from your description of the dug up graves, that matches with the cannibals. To their knowledge, the cannibals are nothing more than deranged or insane people that have just been starving for far too long.
Yeah, they're pretty deranged.
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
terrible people.
it's unfortunate, but most of the villagers will eventually devolve into that state. That's why they're so insistent on this rebellion. They need to stop the nobles so they can then get word out and reclaim the land and stop everything that's bad.
Well, is everybody after a few days? Is anybody any permanent damage?
After a few days, I don't think anybody took any serious damage. So after a few days with the tending of the village of the grove, you guys are fully healed. Everybody's recovered, other than one.
So
He's now a shirt player.
That's right.
Priest. So
Yes.
we need to access from below and see. I think we need to try to do it as stealthily as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Only because if we can get in, get proof, and get out, and then we can get somewhere, that'll be okay. Or if we can find a way to, if we need to, take down the others. But they want a full rebellion, which means they want us to open the gates. Now, in all reality, everybody knows we didn't open the gates. And if they take care of the problem,
These are
Okay, I'm going to pull him aside. Away from
I mean,
the
that's
door.
kind of where we're here.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are talking
I
quite.
go, hey, old priest, in the middle of dinner, I got a question for you.
my issue with that, and I am right on board with the idea. Okay. We know that there's a corrupting influence within the castle.
Yes.
If we open the castle to the villagers, we are just adding to the corruption problem, and most likely will end up having to purge the village because all of these people are going to end up getting corrupted even more.
Well, minor corruption, if we can get them back out to the area, the entire village out to.
You can always tell them
There,
not to go
afterwards.
to the castle itself, but take the grounds.
Yeah, don't go rolling around in the dust on the ground or anything, but go in and
It's fucking depleted uranium everywhere.
right. Yeah, why are we all glowing in the dark? But then
Superpowers.
there has been proof here in this area here that the corruption is not affecting this area, and to get those civilians back here until we can return with the right equipment / people after this is done.
Okay.
And then I think that's probably the best thing, because you're right. If not, the people will be corrupted. But if they can come out here and that whatever they're doing inside to make that corruption worse, because I feel like they're not just testing on people; they're using this to expand their abilities.
Right. So I would modify it to say that we open the gate, let them in, try to get there as sneakily as possible.
Yeah.
once the gates open, once they're engaged, then we just go on the purge.
Yeah. Then we're looking for her.
We're looking for
Because-
her, and we're looking for evidence.
Because if they say that
And
she
if we have
is,
to kill everybody in that castle along the way, great. But I mean, a typical castle has how many people?
Noble inside.
100 guards.
It's a noble family.
and
Can
if
we
they're,
take on 100 guards?
and
I
if,
don't-
well,
There's
probably
a-
not. But
there's a
there are
wizard.
quite a few people
There's a
here.
male wizard.
Do they have to engage those
Are you
guards? And
informed them
she
about that?
is in control of those guards because of the possibility, like she said, that they may be undead. If they're undead, when hey, hey wizard,
What?
come on over here for a minute.
No,
Okay, no, it's right.
I'm here.
Hey, so I don't know a lot about like undead magic. That's bad magic, right? Or is it just magic? Like you guys still have just
The process of actually raising the dead and stuff is bad,
okay.
but the research and stuff is not.
Okay, so my question. I know you're all fire. You're all fire, but
That's why there's a lore of death in the wizard college.
if
Smash his head, call.
That's why there's a whole school of magic as lore death.
You can study it all you want, you just can't do it.
right, so it's the lore. It's the lore of death that's okay.
Yeah,
As
lore of
raising
death.
death is the
Necromancy is a separate one.
So, do you, without having specific death knowledge, would you know if the wizard that raised the dead is put down? Does that stop the other undead creatures, or do they continue to roam?
Is that
That's
a lore
something you would
magic
know?
test?
Sure.
Come on,
Raises
man.
the dead, kills himself.
I've somehow become a mastermind. I can't read still, but I know things.
No. The elves have confirmed he's the smart one.
Yeah.
Don't overrule
I
that.
didn't hear that, because let me tell you, if I had, I would have had something to say. Look at this.
145.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, your understanding is you kill the summoner, and the rest degrade and collapse.
Okay.
So
then-
that is, I mean, them engaging.
You've never
what
seen it,
We
I've never
attempt
seen
to,
but that's what you've been told.
why we take her down, and maybe the few
books never
guards
lie.
that she has,
That's right.
personal guards.
You know about it from the video game.
If that happens, the rest of them drop. I mean, I feel like that's the best plan.
And the other ones are 50% the other way.
I mean, if we can do it on the D-low, down low, I'm all for it. But I mean, as much as we can.
Yeah, I say let's try it.
Okay.
What tactics does the soldier have?
Send your dwarves up front.
He is the only one trained to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
He did like that is the stupidest
I-
idea I've ever.
But yet, no, he doesn't get a sick. He just gets left out. So.
What about you, Stabby McGee?
They always tell me to shut up. I'm staying quiet.
Well, okay. Now the other villagers are asking you because you're the military guy.
Do they know how long the passageway in the chamber is? Is it?
It's a tunnel that leads into the mine system underneath the castle. We don't know much beyond that. Like I said, they tried to send a guy or two into it to scout it, to try to see if it actually goes all the way. They never returned.
Because my overall thing is, if we're trying to be stealthy, me personally, I'm not that stealthy. Everything I do is loud.
Yeah.
It's the same thing kind of with you,
Well,
but
right.
um,
I'm a Stabby.
You're talking to like
Like-
6 of us who are just loud as shit.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
Well, more I mean like not frontal assault is more of what I'm getting at. I understand we are not a quiet bunch.
Right, but there's a difference between being not quiet at the front gates
Right.
and not quiet through the secret passage.
Yeah. Like they aren't guarding the secret passage probably. Front gate if we go
last
sneaking.
time we went to a secret passage, it was a trap.
We'll just have to be careful.
That's fair point.
So yeah, I think stay here till we're all healed up. Are you elves gonna accompany us into this castle? I feel like
You've used your
taking her
3
down is
options.
the first step, and then we can get the church to take care of the rest of this
So the
corruption.
3
You
And-
keep talking as if she's the threat here.
guard.
Well,
Did you
agreed.
not listen to your wizard?
I did.
Then what did he say?
What's
The wizard said that she's a threat.
No, what else did he say? What,
That if she
who's
dies,
the
the
threat?
undead die.
Why
Who's the
is-
threat?
Not
We
me.
agree.
Not
We
worried
agree.
about it. Not worried.
100.
Your wizard is quite
I
intellectual.
will be.
Listening to him is the better decision.
Don't worry about it.
The bot skill set is.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
I'm the fanciest of the group.
Just because you're fancy doesn't mean you won't get blown up.
I don't get blown up. I show up. You see these? These are called boomsticks.
Okay.
Fistful.
Those are pistols. They are not double barrel shotguns.
They need to be.
But
Yeah,
they're
okay, I got it.
I ain't gotta
That's,
get.
that's a very role
Working on it.
character.
Because then if I
Yeah,
hand,
it's
I'm
time to play
fistful of
bot.
boomstick in it.
Oh yeah,
Chainsaw and everything.
Bods are fun.
Bod can be a lot of fun.
Okay.
So,
Did
you guys are accompanying us,
How
and
the
then we
heck
can,
did I send that twice?
Why not-
I don't
do
know.
something crazy like that.
but then we can destroy. We can get the church to destroy the warp stone that you guys are worried about for sure.
We weren't even aware of the warp stone until you came.
Right. Well, we're telling you what the problem is, and you want to come help us, and
Really?
He's still kind of a thief. Right?
Yeah.
He still gets break and enter, set traps, bribery, all kinds of stuff like that.
because they whisper back and forth in their silly language.
Yeah. Comparing what little information they know.
I'm just going off what the wizard said that nobody else heard.
What did he say?
I'm not going to say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
It's Elvish talk.
I was just presenting the book that I read and made
Oh,
about other things that are going on and stuff.
okay. Well, that might be relevant.
No, I completely agree. It might be.
Did you share it in Elvish with the elves?
No.
Okay.
He just told me.
Okay. Well, that's important.
Stupid humans can't listen to the intellectual humans. So
I don't
that's
disagree.
their own fault if they died.
Class was protected.
The elves listen to the intellects.
Is there a way to share the entries?
It's one of
Share the entry, the chat entries,
Not the entries like
the note.
the notes and stuff.
If they can read it, I can share it.
I was talking about just as like, for example, me to access it in the journal.
If you don't want it,
Then look back
do
at it.
whatever you want. but just
Oh,
think
yeah,
about
you
it.
should be able to go to the journal and see
You're
it.
picking a character class.
There's the Death of the Reich handout,
If you would've
and I
been
only
melee
have
god, be a
the
melee god.
Sigmar's Return one.
Dude, so,
Correct.
Guard is so
I
badass.
also-
I'm telling you.
I also
can't tell
have
you
the books
because I want to
from
do
the-
something that.
What's
I
better?
would
I enjoy body.
Okay, yeah, I didn't
Well,
unlock those per se, but I can do that. After the game, work with me. I'll walk through them.
Oh my god.
And kill me from throwing somebody with a giant hammer.
I'm gonna go ahead and, since people are talking about characters and stuff, I was ultimately thinking of me switching over to either physician or apothecary to have a set healer because it's also intelligence based.
Oh, so you're already
Yeah.
jacked in that anyway.
I was thinking of something like that. So if you're worried about a healer slot, you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to play the healer slot, I can always look for other options too.
Okay.
He's not looking at healer. It never crosses his mind.
I know it was
you
I know
forcibly.
I
I've been
know it
trying
was
to look
a
at new classes.
debate.
How strong are you? Because
Not-
I weigh like 400 fucking pounds.
Not that far.
Not
Not my
much.
dwarf by any means.
Okay.
It's
I
a
don't move
it's a
unless
hey.
I want
it's
to.
a firm implication.
Wasn't me.
I'm
Wasn't
Between me,
me.
my armor, and all my gear.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm happy. I'm happy for you to be
I'm
a
talking about
physician.
them. I obviously missed.
That'd be cool.
So
They have a separate debate. There's lots of side conversations.
Yeah.
Ideally, unless there's a specific reason to keep things secret.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming none of this conversation is necessarily in front of the villagers.
correct.
Okay, so otherwise, the preference would be just talk openly because all the information in concept should be shared. If there's something you specifically want to tell only one person for some reason and you don't want them to share it, that's fine. Otherwise, the easiest thing is just discuss.
All right.
Figure out what your plans
I'll
are.
do this because I would assume he's going to discuss with the
Yeah.
other peasants.
Yeah.
Humans.
I haven't actually told him anything from what you guys have said to me.
Well, which is why I haven't.
Right, which is the challenge. Okay.
I will pull him to the
I
side.
don't want people to know I'm talking to
I
a
will
bunch
pull
of
you to the
dudes.
side because this is also a measure of threat. Even though I'll say this out loud to you in front of everybody, this is only to you. You can share. No, measure of the threat that I know of.
Yeah, he
I
measures.
thought you were saying a measured threat, like I'm giving you a
Measure of the
Now,
threat.
he measures your threat.
Of the threat that you face by
Yes.
being here.
Fair enough.
I've already told you some, but that the group doesn't know about. So you guys realize the Countess is a member of a living family. We're not talking about Countess as the only bad guy. It's a family that exists within the keep.
Playing a human pit fighter.
And
So there's
the,
more than just her. In
Correct.
and the wizard had previously mentioned
I thought we had.
that there is a high-level wizard in said tower we were planning to invade.
Well,
The
And there are
countess,
scores.
the countess was not our concern. The male wizard was.
So
But
I'm
the
getting
male
mixed
wizard was a
signals from
prior
you guys.
generation.
Oh no, you're
Do you
not.
want to bang or not?
Not
Because
still
I mean,
alive.
Yeah, they're
You.
I
well.
want you to
You're a
understand
priest of
the threat.
Sigmar.
That's questionable,
standards.
depending on your theory
Going
here.
so fast.
Dagmar von Wittgenstein
you don't know the history.
is the ancestor
Yeah.
who founded the tower and did the original investigations and so forth, and supposedly recovered the demon or recovered the stone.
Right.
He's, according to lore, a couple of generations older, 100 years or so,
Yeah.
their time. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Now,
It's like whatever.
is he still in the castle? Who knows?
Right. If they're bringing undead anyway, he could be.
Right. The only noble, the only Wittgenstein family member that anybody has seen for over a year is the Countess. There are several Wittgensteins that supposedly live in the castle. One of them may be Dagmar, which would be a concern. One, or they may not.
I still stand by what I told you earlier, and in full support of that.
I think we're damned if we
did.
do. We're damned if we don't.
It was just basically, I said it all. It
No.
was all in,
Only the corruption can damn
Were you
you.
planning on transferring to physician prior to us leaving this blade?
Whenever I get the XP.
No.
So
Are
I
you-
currently don't have XP.
versus
I have not completed my current career, so I need 200.
200. Okay. So, I mean, but before you leave this chapter, certainly you would.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So you
I was
could-
just wondering
I
if that
should-
was like now or if it was later.
I didn't say
okay.
XP because I didn't know. I didn't know what part in the story we would be. I didn't realize we're gonna have some time off
Now.
here.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
makes
why I
sense.
spend my XP before the session. I originally had stocked at 300 waiting, but then it's like, well, we're gonna get to the castle.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I just
That's why I spent it then.
I was trying to timeline of when I could get my arm stitched back on if it becomes an
I
issue.
thought you read this
No,
already.
I'm just kidding.
I lost my arm. Quick, learn. Learn how to do this.
On the job training.
Yep.
Okay. So amongst the village, you guys come across a burly fellow who looks like he is ready for a fight. Probably one of the most capable people in the village,
'Cause I forgot I showed it.
who is willing to accompany you because he's itching for some fights. He doesn't like this hanging out in the forest doing his own thing and not fighting with people. And he's ready to go. Claims he has some combat experience and so forth.
He's pretty yoked.
If you're willing to take him with you, he doesn't know his name yet, I think, but he looks capable.
Oh, he's a pit fighter. Got hit in the
Kind
head.
of.
Yeah. Now the rest of the guys, he goes by the name of Arnold.
Yep.
That is
He's here.
officially the worst Arnold impression I've ever heard. I'm just kidding. Oh, wow.
That's after being a pit fighter.
His jaw's just on.
Every so often he has to stick his jaw back on.
Oh, my fault.
Anyways, he's willing to go with you. He seems to be the most capable. The rest of, like I said, about 24 or so militia people are peasants with a hand weapon.
Yeah, and them attacking the front gate as we
That's
attacking
me.
once we open is the best idea.
I'm a peasant. That is my class.
I thought you were a scout.
I am, but my
Career?
career is
Yeah.
peasant.
Well, understood. Yeah, but they're non-combatants. Yeah, they have bare minimum skills. Like you said, a frontal assault with them on the castle is suicide unless the gates are already open.
Right.
At
Have
which
them
point,
protest. That'll bring out guards.
Yeah, but the thing is
They're
if
wanted
they,
already.
if we
Yeah.
want them, even if they got the rest of the town to do it, the town's 15 minutes from the gate. If we decided we needed them to
Yeah, I see the problem.
there's going to be more guards left in the castle if we.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the best bet.
depending on the time, they can get close to the castle such that if and when you open the gates, they can storm it, and then with their numbers, hopefully, you guys can overpower the guards and take out the nobility. That's their plan.
And who knows?
I'm gonna pull the priestess aside.
Okay.
Are you okay with this plan? You're talking about villagers dying. Guaranteed.
We're all dead anyways.
Okay.
If we don't do something, then there's no option. By winter, the village will be dead, and we won't be long behind. It's only a matter of time till the patrols find us or the creatures of the night do.
Okay, fair enough.
Trojan
Just want to
horse.
make sure that we weren't throwing your people into the meat grinder for nothing.
Now, if you hadn't come along within the next month or two, I suspect we would have had to make an attempt ourselves.
Okay.
So you give us our best chance. Raya guides us and has brought you here to save us.
Trojan horse.
And
I brought them. I'm kidding.
that's right. Are you right? What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Thought he had some special plan.
I did, but then I don't remember.
Does this pit fighter know where the tunnel is?
The elves do.
Oh, you guys do?
Good.
Of course we do.
We've
We know
scouted
everything.
Alright.
a couple times.
Does the pit fighter have a decent weapon?
Yes.
We have plenty of weapons to give it.
Well, I'm
I
going
got
with-
2 of them.
Is that
Three.
class like an unarmed fighter, like
No, they
Yeah.
are very much
an armed fighter?
armed fighter.
Yeah, they're gladiators is more
Yeah.
of a
What, you
pit
think
fighter.
they had
I'm
arms?
I'm more
Do you
than
need
happy
armor?
to either hand a mace or a great axe to him.
I would like.
We also have the leather jerkin.
We do. We have a chain shirt, leather jerkin, and leather pants. That I mean, 'cause
Got any ideas,
you
thoughts?
Start writing this shit down.
Yeah, I'll take.
Chain shirt.
Who took all the plate from the dwarf?
Doesn't fit them.
I put it in a bag. It's in technically. I guess it's in my bag. Fuck. That's so heavy.
Yeah, you're not moving much.
Yeah, you got to speed. You have to have a speed of like 1.
Probably 2.
Unless you
Can
left,
you-
unless you had left it at the temple with a note saying "Don't touch."
Can you leave your bag here? Is
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna
there's
have to.
some,
I'm
there's
gonna
some
have to. I'm gonna
basic
have to.
stuff to take, but
I'm gonna have to pare it down.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I got rid of a lot of weight when I said, okay, have this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, this weapon.
Right.
I got rid of probably fucking 50 pounds by doing that. Easy. So, but yeah, I'll leave most of my supplies here.
okay.
I know.
It's like helping when you get on a heavy load and you're trying to get back down.
So
and
a
you
great
get-
axe is two-handed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Push
You don't
also
need it.
21
Now,
load for me.
The priestess Sigrid
Yeah.
is concerned somewhat about her people, especially with the concerns that he has going up to the slaughter. They don't have any military training. It'd be very helpful if they could have a couple of soldiers to help guide them.
Oh, what do you know?
Hint, hint. No.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
Damn, you got testy on that one.
I've been waiting the past 30 minutes for this book to
I've been
load.
falling for
The-
30
Yeah.
minutes.
Yes, multiple times.
Okay.
Okay.
You just try shutting off your computer and turning it back on.
What's trying to load the map?
No, the actual book. I've been since George is, I guess, using
Oh,
the
well,
book.
no, he can share the book with you.
Okay.
There's a book. We got
It's
books.
downloading.
Okay.
Now it's unloaded.
Okay.
Ah,
So,
I said, look at it. My powers.
it's the power of Andy holding the book up. Okay. So, anyways, their suggestion, if you're willing, is to take your soldiers with the peasants. That'll provide them some strength, some cover, and more importantly, some military training to try to keep them. Otherwise, they're liable to panic at the first sign of any damage.
Most of my free time was either helping them out or at least trying to train.
Understood.
someone.
Yeah, you're giving them the basics, and they know how now which side the arrow goes in, and that sort of stuff. But these are like bakers and seamstresses and people that don't fight.
All we need is a montage.
I understand that. So I mean, you go through at the beginning of the week, they're shooting things, and the arrows aren't hitting the dummies, and by the end of the week, they're able to stab sticks into the dummy and so forth and not hurt themselves. So they have the basics. They can fight. They have the numbers, which means they won't die immediately. Now they need somebody to go with them to provide them the direction, tactics-wise, i.e., from a game standpoint, it's a means to say, okay, You guys are the heroes. You're doing the secret mission. Your NPCs are helping out the other NPCs. Okay? Primarily because sending 10 characters or more down into the tunnels isn't nearly as secret. And again, NPCs are secondary. You guys are the focus.
Do your NPCs, any of them need a shield? Do you have?
They are not
Yeah.
Have all the shields they need.
Do you have dwarves? Are they all wearing? Any of them need AT-18?
Like he's got his armor.
Type 18.
Yeah, what he has you have a suit of dwarven plate mail.
That'll fit a dwarf.
Every
Yeah.
character I have rolled. has
I've
been
basically
rolled
gotten them
before.
basically arm type
Not a bad thing.
17
No, it's
with
a very, very good thing.
a main weapon and shield and secondary weapon.
Okay. So, I mean, you can upgrade 1 to 18 if you want.
Basically protects all their extremities from.
A little bit more, yeah.
Nimble finger.
And again, they're fine. They're still involved, but they're more of a secondary character. All the other NPCs, I think I managed to kill off
I chased away just
or retire.
Yeah.
So,
My NPCs are good.
yeah.
I'm not nearly as bad off as I thought, actually. Since I got rid of so many weapons and
Okay.
shit that I didn't carry.
With the pit fighter and the 2 elves, that leaves you the 4 of the group to go into the tunnels. Now, assuming that's what your plan is, and I think that's where you guys are sort of headed, the priest needs to know, are you planning to go in the morning, in the evening, at night? When do you want to make your approach?
I think early morning, like before daybreak.
Right before daybreak?
Yeah.
And what time should they plan their attack at the front gates?
That's a good question.
Can
'cause
you
We got a troll horde.
do?
Ha
I say, have you guys ever heard of troll? What
No.
a troll sounds like.
No,
Blow it real
but you can
Okay.
demonstrate it.
Yeah, I mean it'll scare everybody. So I'm like, I
Might-
take out
might
this
attract
dirty.
a troll,
First
though.
thing I do is like,
Yep, a troll comes out of the way.
So goes, hello.
he's like, bong, bong, bong. Oh,
Woohoo!
they're imagining me having problems with this.
Are these the guards and nobility, or are they soldiers of the empire?
These are house guards, house soldiers.
Okay, so him killing them won't go against anything, if need be.
It depends. If the theory that these guys are doing evil things is wrong, you're all going to be hanged.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you guys can disappear into the woods.
Yeah,
So-
we're like,
You guys.
Yeah, the wood elves logically would be irrelevant because they're not even going to try to find you.
Yeah.
The rest of you absolutely would be going directly against the crown at that point, being criminals. That would be a bad thing. Now, if it turns out that your fears are correct, Empire policy is ends justify the means. So if they're really doing evil things and you can prove it, he should be doing this. He absolutely should.
Okay, I was just making sure because I know the last time when we were going against the witch hunter, he wasn't allowed to hurt the soldiers because they're
Correct,
soldiers of the
Going
empire.
by
because
how
it-
you
In that
feel
case, it was purely
is right.
the witch hunter had the authority of the crown.
I just wanted to make sure it
Yeah.
wasn't another one of those.
You know these
It-
people are wrong. There's
It,
something wrong
it,
with
it
you.
may absolutely turn that way. I mean, maybe this is just villager superstition.
Well, that's not my.
no, we had our own.
You did. You have absolutely.
So
There's some
completely unfounded.
There are some foundations for the theory and everything, but the villagers also have a tendency to exaggerate, and some of the conclusions may not be 100% accurate. So as long as you're prepared for that, yeah, you're free to do what you want. There's nothing from everything that he's heard as a soldier of the empire. His first thought should be, yeah, we got to get in there and kill these guys.
So we'll
Stop
mine,
the evil.
too.
Remember the
Yeah.
last time we went into a crypt?
Like I said, I'm
remember the
totally
fate
down
of
with doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but I just
Oh, right, I got
We don't want.
I don't know if 7 people fucking kill a castle. That's usually not how it works. We're not.
You're not trying to kill the castle. You're trying to get in enough to be able to open the gate.
I understand.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So
All
after,
right,
I don't.
after belonging to Troll Horn,
Raya will guide you.
let's get this going.
wonk. So I blow that troll horn. They
Okay.
all know it.
They all now understand it. So, quite a few of them seem scared by it.
Sounds real.
Well, that and they weren't really paying attention until you blew the horn. But now they're all paying attention. They all, some of them laugh and giggle a bit about how scared they were. They say, "Okay, yeah, now we know that. We hear that sound. We will rush the gate." Okay. Now they do have to have a sense of what time that will be. It doesn't have to be exact.
If we can't get through that place in an hour to get to the door,
Yeah, that's basically.
we were probably dead.
I thought I had to.
That, and that's their concern because they have to get into position, and they can only stay there so long before the guards get spotted. Okay. So they'll go there whatever time you say is appropriate, and give or take 15 minutes is not a big deal. But if they're there longer than that, they're liable to get spotted by a patrol during the day or something else at night.
Basically.
So 9. I mean, if we go in at 6 daybreak, I know you said an hour, but
On your channeling test,
what do you think? 2.5, 3 hours to?
And the question is how long you guys take, because if you say 6 and give us 3 hours, you get to the gates in 1 hour, they're not going to be there.
But if they have to move away, they're further away. It'll take them more time to get there, so they have to keep moving.
Right.
It'll be 15 minutes.
You got to set a rough time frame, and then adjust your actions to match that.
Blow that horn. We've aggroed everybody in the castle.
Right. Oh,
And
yeah.
trolls.
And I've not taken menace.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be bad.
Right.
Wouldn't be bad.
So
Because I can get that
if
for
we go in at 6,
You didn't like read my chat.
8.
Oh,
It's 2 hours, hour and a half. What?
Yes, you already have a bow and 20 arrows.
Okay.
Are you actually a hunter?
I
right?
am a scout.
Yeah.
Like,
The villagers here can provide you with functionally any hand weapon if you are missing a weapon. They can provide you with a bow or a light crossbow if you don't have one. If you have the ability and willingness to use it, they're not just giving you weapons for your profit.
My bow is it?
A
there
bow.
Is a bow in Rolemaster. By
It's a
choice.
short bow.
Freaking poop.
I have a longbow.
I look at this thing like, ugh.
He's
I
got
have a longbow.
Don't trade you.
No.
My stick for your stick.
Haha.
you,
I
you,
have a bow.
you as the soldier and the shield and sword would rather keep the longbow instead of the elf.
Yeah, but we barely know this guy.
So they
It doesn't matter. You guys are going into war with him.
Momentary bleed like that can get you killed.
We want everyone to be equipped.
It's
as best they can.
it's your bow. I'm saying
I
I'm
have, like, 9
suggesting
weapons I gave up for the group.
Right,
You can give up a bow that you've never once used.
it's your bow functionally. I'm saying spread your resources appropriately for the best effect because, like Thad said, it's 7 against a castle.
Yeah, you can even say, "Hey, I want it back when you were done."
Okay, so,
Pretty magic,
you need the
honestly.
bow the most?
The question is, who's going to keep score between the elves and the dwarves of how many kills you got?
Still only counts as 1.
So it's a longbow with 36 arrows. Not high quality. Like
Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get to this way first. That way I can actually start.
It's a junk bow. It's not one of those elven ones you grew up with.
Stupid humans, they're tiny bows. Everything's a short bow.
Yeah, you still haven't even found your rifle.
Thank you.
It's a longbow with 36 arrows.
Like I said, I told them I was just a scout hunter.
Plus whatever arrows you
Okay.
I'll play
I have none.
not as a spell.
36 now.
You already know.
I start with bow skills.
because of the sense but
So I say we hit a daybreak at 6, and they can storm the gate at 7:30. Hey, like you said, it shouldn't take more than an hour, but if we get hampered down, at least that gives us a little bit, and it's
What is
around
your
15
name?
minutes.
Don't remember your name. I already did. It's in the chat.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's get on.
Okay.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Look at your
Okay.
character.
And assuming
That was rolling.
assuming we're all comfortable with it, we'll use real-time timing as far as that. Okay? Assuming everybody's good with it, we'll use the concept earlier, real-time timing.
Okay.
So when you say you're charging at 6, you got an hour and a half, it's an hour and a half of time, and it's now 7:30,
Gotcha.
Including combat.
including whatever happens. So
We start at 6:30, 8 o'clock. We better be blowing the horn or opening the door.
well, and George is valid because combat tends to slow things way down, not necessarily in line with combat.
Yeah.
Okay. we need to compensate for that, and I'm flexible because this is a new concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea, though. I mean, it's a good idea.
The intent is keep things moving, not get bogged down to let's have a 15-minute conversation about what we're going to do for the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
So, okay. We obviously are not going to start the assault tonight because it's just about 10 o'clock, a little bit before. What I am going to ask everybody to do is make sure their character is up to date. Spend whatever experience points you feel is necessary, including the 100 for tonight.
We get bonus XP.
You do not get bonus XP. Unless you've completed a short-term goal or something along those lines.
Did we achieve our party goal to find the people in the forest?
Yeah.
Was that what your party goal was?
Yeah.
We got there, that was our original goal.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
How much is that?
That counts.
Did we get a complimentary 50 bonus XP?
No.
I just want to retrain so I get that everywhere.
No. Now, if you want to retrain, you can sacrifice some of the things you trained earlier for. I'm willing to let you do that. Okay? If you want to learn to be an apothecary or herbalist or whatever.
So we got a total of 150 then?
Yeah, 150
Party
for
goal
tonight.
50?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Your new party goal is effectively capture the castle, defeat the castle, whatever. Stop the family. Okay. That will also accomplish the chapter goal, which is the long-term goal for this portion. Okay. It's not going to be a one-game sort of thing, most likely.
I didn't think it probably.
Okay. But make sure you go through your character. Make sure you got all your experience points in it. Make sure you update your equipment and track whatever your encumbrance value is. Anything you want to leave in the village is not a problem. Okay, that's basically secure. But make sure you have everything up to date as far as if you're carrying a bunch of extra equipment, etc.
I put it through the
Did you
software.
have